Good morning, Geekdom. How you guys doing today? Look, I got my judgment eyes. Now I know what I'm looking at the whole time. What's up, you good geeks? It's Monday. It's 10:47 because I started early because I like jumping the gun on folks. I'm artisanmc, so fresh and so clean, and this is Shop Talk Live. Thank you guys for coming through today. Hopefully, you have the day off. I know a lot of companies were doing that this year and making it easy for folks who maybe a little too much. Don't bring your ass to work on Monday. Stay where you are and sleep it off. Come back to work fresh on a Tuesday, sobered up. So thank you guys for coming through today. This is impromptu because I don't usually do streams on Mondays, right? I usually don't do streams on Mondays. But I needed to do a stream. I didn't like the fact that my stream got broken up Sunday 2 separate times. I didn't like that shit at all. So I felt I needed to give you guys an actual stream. I don't feel right about that at all. So I wanted to give you an actual stream. I'm home. I'm showered. I'm shaved. I ate. What the hell else? Might as well give y'all the stream. And especially since there were people, I still haven't answered your cash apps, people who donated to the other stream. They didn't get a full stream. They didn't get their 3 hours worth. So I felt, shit, I'm the host of this bitch. I can do it whenever I feel like it. And I got time. I'm here. So I'm off today. I'm off call. I got to leave and come home and feel like a human again. I do. I feel really, really like a human again. Feeling all good and stuff like that. I might even have me a little drink since Fracture throwing them in the chat. I might even take me a little sip just to close out or intro the year the way I really wanted to, because I was on call. I couldn't drink then. Not that I'm an alcoholic, but I did. You should have some libation. Pour out a little for the brothers who ain't here. Out with the old, in with the new, right? I was at work. I wasn't drinking nothing but coffee. Yeah. I was like, I'm Austin. I do what I want. I do what I want, man, as much as I can. Look, where is it? Is that the right one? Let's see. That's not the right one. See, I got to get one setup going on. To where this stuff is working. Why are you coming up on there? Oh, because it's just a video. That's right. It's not an audio. It's an audio. That's not a good one. Here's a good one. Oh, why is that one not working now? Motherfucker.
Everybody knows you never go full retard. What do you mean? Check it out. Dustin Hoffman.
Go. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a fuck.
Okay. That one kind of works. I got to redo those. One of those links is no good anymore. Ain't that fucked up? Oh well. Yeah, but I do what I want. It's my fucking stream, so I can go live whenever I feel like it. So I will, since I do feel bad. First stream got cut off, so I didn't get a full stream of talking about news or whatever the hell we were talking about at that time. Second stream got cut off early too because I had to go deal with an emergency that wasn't really an emergency. But then I got two emergencies while I was doing that one. So I had to cut off the brothers in the middle of conversation. So everything I tried on that day failed because I didn't have time to do the damn stream. And I told you guys I don't like missing streams. I look at that stream like missing work. I do not like missing work. Y'all show up for that. I do it for you guys. Let's make that connection. Let's link it up. Like the Predacons. Not like Voltron. What up, Pragmatic? P-Dubs in the house. P-Dub in the house. So once I got all clean, got in here, I turned on the division, checked my standings on the map, and was looking for G Serotonin's invite because like maybe I'll run some shit with G today. You can level up. And then I thought about it, I need to do this damn stream. Because I was listening to some news and I was like, there's some stuff we can actually talk about. Like, I got the alert last night about Jeremy Renner on my news feed, but it's fucking midnight. I had just got back to the office after doing all the rest of that stuff. I was tired as hell. I did not feel like talking to nobody. I didn't even want to talk to the residents. I was sitting in there in their house. He trying to talk to me about stuff and ask me a million questions. And I'm sitting there listening to his water heater and looking at the clock. It's like, nigga, it is 12 o'clock. It is past midnight. I don't feel like talking to you. So I'm like, He's not getting the message. He still want to keep asking me 15 questions. I'm like, bruh, I was about to go to sleep at 11 when you called about this dripping. I do not want to stand here at 12:30 at night. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I had to woof down my food. I finally got to eat at 11 p.m. I don't feel like playing, 30 million questions game. No, I don't. Let me see if I can hear what I hear. Not done. Yeah, something about a snowplow accident. Yeah, Aquatechie, something about a snowplow. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I didn't know Jeremy Renner was that close to me. He up here in Reno? Like, nigga, let me find out. Let me find out. Where is it on my news feed? Because I saved it. Here it go, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I will do for you guys what I always hated doing in class, which is actually read in front of people. So this was from last night. It is some celebrities by Theo Wargo. In the last hour, actor Jeremy Renner in critical condition after snowplow accident. Movie star Jeremy Renner, known for his role as Hawkeye in several Marvel blockbusters, was in a critical but stable condition following an accident while plowing snow, his representative told U.S. media. Renner was using a truck-sized track snow vehicle about a quarter mile from his mountain home on Sunday when the vehicle accidentally ran over one of his legs. Oh, shit. Hope he okay. I hope he walking. Now, I can tell you this. They said he was outside of Reno. Reno's not that far from me. Anybody in the Bay Area, when it start raining hard, we go for the hills. We go to Reno and Tahoe. That's where we go. So it was coming down up there. I know it was coming down up there. He got a tracked snowplow and it ran over his leg. How the fuck did that happen? How the fuck were you using a snowplow but outside of the snowplow? Enough to get your leg under it. Nigga, I hope he can walk. That's what I'm hoping. Oh my God. The TMZ tabloid news website said, okay, this is from TMZ. I don't know how they got people everywhere. Y'all better start checking them spider drones because TMZ might got them. Like they might be making this news because they be Johnny on the spot. Renner was clearing the road near his Tahoe home so his family could get out after a massive New Year's Eve storm. See what I'm telling you, TMZ said. The accident caused Renner to lose a serious amount of blood. No shit. Fuck. And a neighbor, a physician, applied a tourniquet until paramedics and an evacuation helicopter arrived, it said. Now, it was raining. That evacuation helicopter probably took some time to get there. That's probably why he's in such critical condition, because he's up in the mountains. Ain't that many people around. You got massively hurt. You bleeding. They had to run and get the neighbor. Now, understand, a neighbor in the mountains ain't like go over 20 feet and knock on Miss Johnson's door. No, my nigga. No, not up in Reno. Your neighbor might be a mile away. Oh, shit. And the helicopter coming there, that means the neighbor had to come. They had to go get the neighbor. The neighbor had to come back, see the situation, tie the tourniquet on. How long has that been since he got his fucking leg ran over and they went and got the neighbor? Dude, that could have been 10, 20, 30 minutes. Motherfucker sitting there bleeding the fuck out. Thankfully, it was cold. And then the helicopter got to come and get him. That's a call to get the helicopter. Then to prep the helicopter. How long it take to get the helicopter off the ground? 5-10 minutes. Then they got to fly up there from wherever it is. Woo! This was a harrowing adventure. Better than that last Avengers movie. Jesus fucking Christ. Accident, physician, paramedics, evacuation optional. We can confirm Jeremy is in critical but stable condition with injuries suffered after experiencing a weather-related accident. What the hell? His family is with him and he is receiving excellent care. The representative, who was unnamed, added. Renner, 51. Damn, he ain't that much older than me. I'm like a year younger than Jeremy Renner. You fucking kidding me, right? Makes me feel like a failure. It could make me feel like a failure if I didn't give a shit. But he 51. I'm about 50. Me and Jeremy Renner could hang out, man. We the same age. He a Gen Xer? Oh, shit. No wonder I like him. Jeremy Renner, 51, has been nominated for 2 Oscars for his role in The Hurt Locker and The Town, which he should have won for. The Hurt Locker was kind of boring, but I liked it. That was the first time I saw him. But The Town, I love The Town. Oh, shit. Batfleck and Jeremy and Hawkeye in The Town? If you have not watched The Town, directed by Ben Affleck, you should watch The Town. Oh, yeah, that's good. You should watch Heat and then watch The Town. He also appeared as Clinton Barton, also known as the superhero Hawkeye, in several Marvel films and recent miniseries. Renner owns property in Mount Rose Ski Tahoe. Okay, so he's in the Tahoe area. They could have had a helicopter close. They could have had a helicopter pretty close up there. They still had to get to his house, though. I don't give a fuck. Renner owns property near Mount Rose Ski Tahoe, an area near Reno, Nevada, that has been hit by winter storms, according to the Hollywood Reporter. That's where everybody was going to go skiing. Tahoe, in Reno area. Yes. They recently posted on social media about several severe weather conditions in the area around Lake Tahoe, which borders California and Nevada and is the world's renowned skiing destination. No shit. On December 13th, Renner tweeted a photo of a car buried by snow with the caption, Lake Tahoe snowfall is no joke. In the weekend accident, Renner was using a snowcat. Damn, that's a big one. Oh my God, dude. I hope he can fucking walk and don't lose his damn leg or something. Gee. A special vehicle with tracks and enclosed cab designed to move on, groom, and plow snow, TMZ said. Look, man. Oh, shit. This is worse than I thought. I kept wondering, like, how the fuck he get a fucking snow plow? What the fuck was you doing with the snow plow? It's like a euphemism for somebody getting fucked in the ass? What the fuck? But, yeah, he's critical but stable. Critical but stable. But that was the news article that came out last night at midnight when I was finishing up that stupid ass job, and I got back to the break room, and I'm sitting down and cleaning up and stuff, and I saw that article. I was like, I don't have the energy to read the shit because I'm not gonna really retain it. I was tired. Okie Ben, brake failure. Yeah, it must have been brake failure. It must have been. Because I don't think his wife ran his ass over. I better not find that shit out. Reminds me of the accident dude that played Chekhov in the Star Trek film. Accident was fatal, though. Yeah, that he had that damn car crash. Like, that was tragic, dude. I liked him in those J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. That was fucked up. They have footage of him being lifted out to the interwebs. Shout out to Zach B for that one. Let's see. And mind you, this is the only Renner that I like. This is the only Renner that I actually like. I didn't know he was that damn young. Excuse me. Everybody talking about it. Nobody. I don't see a video here. Boy pulled a gun out on a Karen trying to steal the package off his porch. You will get arrested for that, sir. I don't follow him on Instagram, so what else can I do? Oh, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. There's a banner rolling across the bottom of the screen. It's not for me, it's for you. So if you would like to support the stream, please do. It's always welcome. And yes, Pragmatic Prime, the town is fire. It is. Town is good. Town is good. Especially if you're from East Coast, Beantown, Boston area. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Town is awesome. You also did a good adaptation of Jeffrey Dahmer and was antagonist in the movie SWAT. I recently saw a clip of the movie SWAT during Christmas. After I went and saw Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, me, JT, and my date, we went out to a bar. And the bar we finally settled on, because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to get something to eat. We fucking hungry. So she hungry. I could have went home. She's hungry. And we ended up in this bar off of Mission. And the movie was playing on there. And I looked at the movie and I saw Jeremy Renner in the movie in a play. And I said, what fucking movie is this? I don't remember seeing this movie. And then I'm looking at it. This must be SWAT. And then sure enough, the next scene, I see Sam Jackson. I see Colin Farrell. I said, okay, this is SWAT. So when JT came in, I said, hey, what movie is this? He's like, SWAT? Because LL was in it too. It's like, what the fuck? This cast of characters, dude. What the fuck? I didn't see the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff, but maybe I'll look for it because I like Jeremy Renner. Yeah, Chekhov did get ran over by his car after his brakes failed. And we should actually do him the honor of the respect to find out his actual name. I forget his actual name. So, you know, in the Fight Club fashion, his name was Robert Paulson. Say that motherfucker's name. Because he wasn't doing shit. It wasn't his was legitimately brake failure, tragic accident. I think the car ran into him in the damn post for his gate or some shit. It's like, how fucking stupid is that? He's only like 20-something years old. Like, god damn. There we go. Anton Yelchin. Anton Yelchin. Yes. His name was Anton Yelchin. Yeah, let's give him his respect. Did you hear about the Gangsta Boo dying from fentanyl overdose? I don't even know who Gangsta Boo is. That came up on my news, but I didn't know who the fuck Gangsta Boo was, so I didn't read that shit. See if it's still up here. Man, they will not let this Batgirl shit die. Look, it ain't coming out. I don't want to see no behind the scenes photos. I don't give a fuck. It's not coming out. Nobody cares. Piss off. Hang the cape up in your closet and use it for sexy cosplay. Get over it, man. God damn. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone off my feed right now. She's a member of 3-6 Mafia. Damn. Was that fat chick? Was it that fat chick? That one who was threw a water bottle at Busy Bone during the versus battle? Is it her? I'm really curious if it's her. Yes, I remember him in the Jason Bourne spinoff Pragmatic Prime, because you know what I did? I went back and watched every Jason Bourne in order. every one of them motherfuckers to get the whole story of Jason Bourne. That shit was actually good. A couple of them fell off, but I like when he came in. Because he got to deal with who was the other one he was dealing with? He dealt with wasn't even Jason in that one because they tried to move the franchise away from Matt Damon and tell a different story. And he ended up, what the fuck, the Mandalorian's dude's name? Pedro Pascal was in that one too. Was another one of them rogue agents from the different organization other than Treadstone. It was the other shit that Blackbriar or whatever the fuck they was working on. It's like these motherfuckers was deep. I like the idea of sleeper agents in our government, so to speak, right? That when I was a teenager, I created a character and a story based on my love of James Bond movies and comic books. And this character was ex-military, and the company he worked for was like a contract sleeper agency that worked for the government, right? So think of it like your alphabet agencies or something like that, but they are, privately funded, right? So they get access to all kind of military stuff, but they operate in secret, like little shadow organization. And he's an agent of that shadow organization, and he would get into all kind of shit. But I like that idea that there's people walking around out there that have these skills, have this training, that are doing stuff under your nose or right in your face. You don't know what the hell is going on. I like the idea that, to me, lends a lot to mystery, intrigue, spycraft, all that kind of secret agent man shit, which I like. So I made my own character up. And the character's name is Jonathan Butler. And he has a house like fucking Batman. It's not a bat cave. But he does have a nice big house. He does have some underground layout under there. And it does have guns and all kind of shit all over the place, like the vault in Commando. If you ever seen the movie Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he go out to his tool shed and he punch in the code and open it up, and there's fucking tools in that bitch. all kind of armaments in there. He has a room like that underneath his house. I'm just saying. And his signature car is my favorite car, my dream car, Ferrari Testarossa, 1989 edition. Ferrari Testarossa. You don't know what that one looked like? Watch Miami Vice or something. I've been loving that car since then. Love that car since then. I got one of those cars on Gran Turismo 7 right now for that reason. But that's a little bit on that. But yes, you should watch the Bourne stuff. Bourne stuff is good. I'd read books if they kept writing the books. I would. So I can do another installment of a Jason Bourne movie, but Jason Bourne have been through some shit, dude. You lucky he ain't just out there killing people willy-nilly. Woo. Okay, yes, I think so. I need to rewatch Leonard Bourne films because I forgot Pedro Pascal was in that one. I think he was. Yep, it was. That's why I like Pedro. I've seen him in a lot of stuff before he actually blew up in Game of Thrones and didn't really know who he was until Game of Thrones, playing what was the Adrian or something, Martell? I'm forgetting his first name, but he was the Martell, Red Viper. Look, there's a lot of shit I like. He got Spears, is the Red Viper from the Sand Country, motherfucker. He went up against the mountain, unafraid, talking shit. You gonna say her name? You killed her. That motherfucker was going in, boy. He got a little too close to the mountain, though. A little too close to the mountain. It ended horribly. But look, if that wasn't George R. Martin writing that shit, if it wasn't this motherfucker writing that shit, you would not have gotten this. You would have seen all of that, but you would have got none of this. If it wasn't George R. Martin writing that, he would have lived. He would have killed the mountain. He would have stabbed him one more time, like through his fucking throat into his brain, and that would have been over with for the mountain. But since George R. Martin was writing that, oh no, nigga, turn for the worse. You like this character? He's gonna die. He's gonna die, and the mountain will live on. Oh Oh shit! I like George R. R. Martin, but he ain't shit. Talk about subverting expectations. No, your hero will die horribly in front of everybody. Crushed his head like a fucking cantaloupe. Jesus. How strong is the mountain, man? I've been in the gym. I've been doing these. How strong do you gotta be to crush a human head like that? Jesus. Woo! Even a small dude, like, that takes some work. That takes a lot of these. Where Charles at? Where one of them buff Negroes at that can tell me how much, been in the military, how much force it takes to crush a human head like that? That's a lot of strength, homie. Yuck. But anyway, and he studied at the Citadel and got like two links of a Meister's chain. Yeah. What's up, Gabriel Meth? You got meth, y'all. Good to see you. What's your opinion on the Passport Bros? Wow, I didn't know I was doing Q&A right now. What's my opinion on Passport Bros? Does it matter what my opinion is on Passport Bros? Look, I'll say this because I know people like my unpopular opinions, because I noticed my numbers when I told people they need to actually stop talking about shit they don't see. I watch my numbers. I know some people walked out of here, man. Fuck you, nigga. I give a fuck. I give a fuck. It's true. Hit dogs holler, and bitches slink out the back when challenged. So, my opinion on Passport Bros. I don't have one. You know why? Because bros, as far as I know, can do whatever the fuck they want to. Bros do what they want to. You find your happiness where you find your happiness. If you're going to find your happiness here with a willing hellhound strag, more power to you, nigga. It's probably not going to end well, but look, none of this stuff could end well. So good luck to you. Saints preserve. But if you want to leave here and find you a chick somewhere, or you just want to leave here and find you a piece somewhere, go do it. I'm an advocate. I have a passport. I'm an advocate for brothers getting the passport, especially if you're young in your 20s and ain't doing shit but running around the block 15 times. Save the money you spent on the next pair of Jordans, buy your ass a fucking passport, and then save some of that money you fucking off at the club on the weekends or on a PlayStation or anything like that, and get the fuck out this country. Buy yourself a plane ticket. Beat it. Get lost in the world, man. It's a big place. And then come back with something to tell me, instead of speaking on shit you don't know anything about. So that's my opinion on Passport Bros. I hope you found it to your liking. Or didn't. I don't give a fuck either way. My opinion is, why are we talking about it? Why everybody got an issue with it? I don't dick police. It's not my job. It's not. And I damn sure ain't going to stand in the way of brothers leaving here and finding whatever kind of happiness they find. You find the tribe that works for you. You find the tribe who respects you. And if that tribe is not here, then be a citizen of the world, my friend. Go forth and be fruitful. Just send us back some pictures. Maybe you give me some ideas of where I want to go next. So there you go. That's my opinion on Passport Bros with that random ass fucking question in the geek stream. I'm talking about no Passport Bros over here. Yes, willing hellhound strike. You know what I was thinking of? Grinch twice on that one. Grinch Muad'Dib. Speaking of Grinch Muad'Dib, I was reminded of something today. I was watching, I don't usually say motherfuckers' names, but I'll just say this because I like the show that he does. I was watching Jeremy Johns today, and he was talking about his most anticipated movies for 2023. I forgot all about Dune Part 2 is coming out this year, towards the end of the year. Oh, nigga, I'm excited for that. I'm pumped for that. I wasn't thinking about shit with this goofy-ass Marvels movie coming out and seeing Tiana Parrish fine ass. But now I know Dune Part 2 is coming out. Oh, nigga, that time went by quick. Oh yes, I'm gonna be there. I'm definitely gonna be there for that. I gotta see that in IMAX. I gotta see that in IMAX because so far I was not disappointed with the first Dune. I'm a Dune fan. I will definitely be seeing what Denny got for me next with my popcorn. Like, let's get it, Denny. Let's go. Must ride the worm. Shai Hulud is coming. Yeah, see, y'all forgot too. Like, look, pragmatic, like, yeah, same here. You and me both, Prag. Look, man, I will be there. You just finished reading Doom Messiah? You like that shit? I'm on to where did I stop? I think it was God Emperor. I stopped at with Leto the Second. Leto the Second when after he married his sister and all that shit. That story is awesome, dude. Story is awesome. So shout out to BGS and Grinch Muad'Dib for letting me know about the rest of the books because I hadn't known for this many years how good the rest of the books were. And Grinch was the one who came on a stream and was breaking it down about how Brian Herbert wrote his books and what he wrote them about, and actually could tell me something about the books because he actually read the shit. I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. I'll read that shit. I have not been disappointed, my nigga. I have not been disappointed. There is one scene in my mind from reading, was it Heretic? I think it was. When Leto gets his powers, Leto II gets his actual powers. And the first time he gets it and what it's able to do for him and his body and shit like that. I want to see that on screen. I would love to see a Denis Villeneuve do a movie showing that. Showing Leto II and how his powers and shit like that work. Nigga, that would be awesome. I'd love the hell out of that. Because that whole order for like 1,000 years or something like that, and it's just him because he just gonna live for a long goddamn time. That is crazy. That's some crazy shit. Woo! Woo! Yeah. I want to see Paul go to Paul Usul too. I love that. I love that whole idea of you have a name that everybody calls you, but there is a name within your sect, within your group of people. And that's no different than a family, like with black folks. Look, your given name might be Robert Johnson, right? In your family group, your mama, your dad, brothers, sisters, whatever, cousins and stuff like that, they may call you Little Rob, Little Bobby Johnson, right? Little Bobby Johnson. A whole different name. But within your friends, you might just be Double Dick. You might just be Double Dick. It might be something else, like Gangsta Boo. That might be your name. I like that whole that mindset because it shows the tightness of a group. You have a place within that group, that you have a place in that group that is valued, and that we understand who the outsiders are. So we don't call you this in front of these motherfuckers. But within us, we personal. We have names. It's no different than being here in the elites, right? Geek Elite. What do I call Aquateki? What do I call Malika? What do I call AB? Everybody that comes in here that I actually like, I actually give them a nickname. What does that mean? That is their secret name within this group. I don't call them that everywhere else. And mind you, I see some of these people on different channels and shit like that. I don't call them that same name, do I? No, I call them the name they got up there. But if I'm here and I say my cinephilic brother, you know who the hell I'm talking about. If I say my Scorpio brother, you know who I'm talking about. If I say the number one wrench, you know who I'm talking about. That's what that stuff does for me. I like that understanding of knowing who you are, but making you part of the group or the fellowship. Fucking architect said, shoop head, yeah. Yeah, shoop head. Look, Pragmatic want to go in. He's like, yeah, they got to cast Aaliyah Atreides 2 for Doom Part 3. Look, let them get through Doom Part 2. Aaliyah is there. She coming in the second part. She got to be coming in the second part. But I don't know how far they're gonna go in the story in the second part. I'm not worried. I'm not over speculating, none of that shit. I'm just waiting for the shit to come. I'm like, nigga, I don't even want to know. Just put it on the screen. All you gotta do for me is put it on the screen. I need one trailer and put the shit. Gotta do. If okay, we back. We back. We back. So weird. It just drops out for no reason. I'm the only person using the internet right now. It just whoops. Whoopsie. Whoopsie doodle. But as I was saying, if he drops a trailer in June or in June for that Dune movie and it's not coming out until November or something, don't matter. I'll be there. That's all you need to do for me. Drop a trailer, drop the movie. I'm showing up. All I need to know is a release date from the trailer. Your trailer is telling me the release date. Once I got the release date, I'm there. Nigga. Don't even worry. You got my money. You already got my money. Don't even worry about it. And I'm serious. I'm going to be paying some IMAX money for that shit because I want to sit back and enjoy that. I'm like, yes, this is glorious. And I want to hear that sound, that Atmos sound. I told you that movie sounded like, ooh, shit, them ships is right overhead. That Atmos sound was a motherfucker. I loved it for that. I was disappointed when I was at home watching it on my TV. Like, this don't sound as good. I need to go watch this in the theater. That was a theater movie. That was a theater piece. And we also got to see how they bring back Gurney and Thufa. You know they're coming back. Yeah, look, I know the story of Dune. So you can keep throwing out them breadcrumbs, but I know the story of Dune. I'm not capping there. I think the only other person in this sector who knows, not even in this sector, just on YouTube who really knows it is Quinn's Ideas. Quinn's Ideas has read all of those books too. So he know that shit backwards and forwards. He's been talking about that shit for years. And why do I use his name? Because he's a brother. I will always get shine to brothers. It's just what I do. Yeah, but no spoilers. Yeah, and I heard Christopher Walken is joining. I don't give a shit. I will like oh, he's gonna be the Emperor? Damn, Pragmatic, you spoiling me, man, because I'd already heard about Christopher Walken. I didn't know what character he was gonna be. I didn't know. Now you just spoiled it for me. Yeah, he's the Emperor. Woo! Woo! Shaddam the Fourth. That's gonna be a fucking performance right there. That's gonna be a performance. You thought Skarsgård or Stillen, I gotta mix up the kids because I just started watching Northman. But you thought Stellan Skarsgård was a trip as the fucking Baron. He gonna be fatter and weirder. But you got Christopher Walken playing the Emperor. That has to be a performance, dude. That has to be a performance to see. I swear to God, that has to be a performance to see. This is not like Russell Crowe showing up in fucking Thor: Love and Suck Me Under. No. Nah. This has to be a performance to see. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this now. I'm getting hyped thinking about it. Like, oh, there's so much shit they can do in this. This is the fun part. I wish I did Interstellar like they did Dune. I liked Interstellar the way it was. It's a different director, different visual style. And I like Christopher Nolan. I like Christopher Nolan movies. I do. They're cerebral movies. They are. I like the way Interstellar looked. Interstellar looked awesome. Shot in 35 millimeter. I saw it at the theater. That shit looked awesome. It was so much scale and depth in that shit. I'm sitting there wondering, like, how the fuck this looks real? Are they really in space? I was really trying to figure out how they did some of these things. For real. And then I found out. I was like, okay, some of the shit was real. The ship was real. That water planet was real. Because it's our planet. Like, I didn't know where the hell that was. It's somewhere in Iceland. That shit looked creepy as hell to me. That whole vastness, as far as the eye can see, is just water, and it's all shallow. Oh no, nigga, that seems wrong. That's some devil at work there. And so there's two places on the planet I know of that has that view with shallow water, and it's creepy. It's that place in Iceland that they showed it in Stellar, and it's the Maldives where I want to go, which is tropical. One is cold, one is tropical. Water as far as you can see, and as far as it can go, it's all really shallow. You can walk it. Like that doesn't seem right. It's creepy looking. Creepy as fuck. What up, 3T? Toya the Texan. What's up with that picture? Look like you got cerebral palsy in that shit. Yeah, there's an icon missing. She said, hi, artisanmc. Hey, artisan. Hey, Toya. Hey, Miss Parker. Hey, Miss Texan. The foundation. P Dubs, you gonna bring up the foundation again? You know how fucked up it was that when I had to restart my Apple account, my Apple TV account, to watch, what was that last movie I was watching on there? Oh, The Emancipation with Will Smith. I had to go back and change my password. And my password was simply relating to the foundation. I was so upset when I was like, that fucking show, dude. Because when it reset my password and came back into my account, that was on there as like, oh, on your watch list, foundation. I'm like, fuck you, Apple TV. And fuck David S. Goyer for that foundation shit. Me and BGS was on this. BGS got me into reading the foundation books. I read all of them motherfuckers, at least twice each. Actually own one of them now, right? Hard copy. That was not the foundation series. Anybody watching that would not even know where Isaac Asimov was in that shit. I was upset and disappointed. It was an interesting show, sci-fi wise. It was. The stuff with the Cleons was interesting. Not in the book, but interesting. They should have called it something else. And like BGS said, you could have just called it Trantor and saved everybody a lot of fucking headache. Saved us a lot of goddamn headache. And you could have told the same story. It could have been the same show. All you had to do was change the name from the Foundation to Trantor, and nobody would have said shit. But because you called it the Foundation, I am pissed. I am pissed. That sucked. That was not the Foundation. There were foundational elements in it, but it wasn't the Foundation. Stop it. Stop it. But I was suspect of Goyer anyway, so this the fuck it is. Christopher Nolan be on one. Skillmonger said, Christopher Nolan, this is my view of Christopher Nolan, having watched his movies and seeing what he brings and what his brother brings to a movie. Christopher Nolan is like that out there genius. He's like that out there genius who has a hard time at times has a difficulty relating empathetically to people. He does. He is too smart for his own fucking good. And because he's so smart, he like a step away from a fucking computer to being unemotional. So he really thinks about stuff in a really deep way, in a really intellectual way. But some of that flies over people's heads, or they don't like it, it becomes boring, all the rest of that shit, and he could give a fuck less. He's gonna still make the movies he makes. He's not empathetic like that. But when he works with his brother on writing and stuff like that, that's where the emotional part comes in. His brother grounds him. His brother keeps him grounded in a sense to give the movies that balance of having that high intellectualness, but that emotional line where people can relate to it. That's what his brother brings to the table. If you don't think so, watch 2 shows. Watch The Peripheral, which is Lisa Joy and Christopher Nolan's brother. I'm forgetting his name right now. I want to say it's Anthony Nolan. Lisa Joy worked on Westworld for HBO. She's the one who did a Reminiscent movie with Dan Dewey Newton and Hugh Jackman. Her husband, Anthony Nolan, worked with her on that script, on that movie. He also worked with her on the Peripheral show that she also did. He works with her on that. So you'll see Anthony's touch in stuff, because you look at stuff that Christopher's done by himself, and then you look at stuff that Christopher's done with his brother, you will see there's something distinctly different. But Interstellar is a good indication of that, because all the rest of that stuff in Interstellar, before they get to the 4th dimension, is Christopher and his brother working together. When they get to that 4th dimension, to me, that's all Christopher. That's all Christopher. That's why I threw people for me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? How is he doing this? How does this work? Gravity? What? That's all Christopher. Up into the part where he's seeing his daughter and you have those emotional elements. All the intellectual part of how that science works and all the rest of that. That's fucking Christopher. That's Christopher. You don't think so? Did you understand Tenet? I don't even think Anthony worked on that one with him. I think that was all Christopher. Okay, there you go. So that's why I like Christopher Nolan. He does intellectual movies. I like intellectual movies. I like intellectual humor. So if it's more going on up in the brain pan, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, show me a maze that my mind needs to run through, because that's actually fun. I don't get that all the time. Yeah, makes you think. Capital, all caps on makes you think. You're gonna have to think about it. Victoria said, "Oh my God, goals. The Maldives, yes, baby girl, yes, the Maldives. On my top 5 list of places I want to visit before I die. I've already looked at it a couple times on prices for going to the Maldives, how you have to get there, how you have to fly to another smaller island and then fly over to that one. It's actually reasonable for a single person. It's actually reasonable. It's not that damn expensive. It's not. Like, say, just about tax season, right? Everybody gonna start getting their W-2s. Even if you got a couple kids or something like that. Say you get $2,000 back from taxes. Just say $2,000. You can get there. You can get there. That's like your airfare and some other shit. And for all of y'all who don't know, you got Google fingers, but I like showing people shit so they understand how I think. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Maldives for the first timers. I wonder if it'll keep. No, because it's going to keep opening fucking menus. It's going to keep opening screens and keep opening screens and keep opening screens. Okay, here we go. I can share this one. This is why I am somewhat weird, you guys. Because I think of places to go away from hot-ass tourist spots. I always have. I am not the most pedestrian person in the world. I don't even think that's the right word, but who gives a fuck? So, Maldives, right? Small country in Southeast Asia. Where is Southeast Asia? Where, pray tell, in Southeast Asia? Yeah, let's collapse that. All right. So here I am. Don't worry about my little I wonder if you guys can see this. You guys see this? Yeah, you can. Let's see. Let's blow it up a little bit. Let's blow it up. Let's put the world on stage. Let's put the world on. And we'll shrink Toya's right there. Okay, so we got Toya on the bottom. Do you like it? Can't you feel it? Can't you feel that girth, Toya? Anyway, so here's Toya over here in Texas somewhere. Here's the Maldives over here at this pen. All right. Here am I in California, far away from Toya. Thinking about the Maldives, right? And you see my other pen I got on here, places I want to go. Pyramid of Menkaure, Egypt, and then this place in the United Kingdom. Told you I'm weird. There's shit I like. Now you go over here to the Maldives. Water everywhere. So there's a bunch of small shoals, right? Bunch of small little shoals. And there you go. Now the funny part about this, how that Google Maps zoom in works, that's how my brain actually works, guys. That's how my brain actually works. When I look at blueprints or anything, that's how my brain zooms in on exactly what I'm focused on. And I can block out everything else. There you go. Bunch of little small islands. And the fun part is you turn off the damn, make it look unreal. Show me the layers. Fucker, it's taking so long. Give me the satellite. This is what I actually love Google Earth for. Because I always look at things from a top-down view. And if you want to get into astrology, like I was talking about a couple days ago, the type of Scorpio I am is a Scorpio eagle. I look down on things from above, from a top-down view. So this is the Maldives. What it looks like on a map if you were floating outside the Earth like, I don't know, fucking Superman. This is what you could see with your telescopic vision. If it renders any fucking slower. Middle of the ocean, this light blue is all shallow water. It's all shallows in there. And light blue, all shallows. That's the spot. That is the motherfucking spot that I would love to visit, and I plan to visit. Let me catch up on this chat. I like it when the chat goes fast, but then I got to catch it. What up? What up, 3000 Thou Wow? And you got to hit me on Gran Turismo, man. Me and Mr. Z got a race. It's Monday. Oh, it's Monday. I should be able to catch Mr. Z today. Somebody who got Mr. Z contact, tell Zoom we need to race today because I got a new car I want to put up against his ass. I've been a bit busy, but you know, it happened. I'll go in on Foundation when you drop the link if I'm allowed. You can. I don't like drudging up old memories because we went in on the Foundation when that shit was new and out. And me and BGS, we went in on that motherfucker. Me, BGS, and West Coast African. I don't think West Coast watched a lot of the show. So it was me, West Coast African, BGS, and Dead Set Anime. Because all of us were reading the books. me, West Coast, and Dead Set Anime were all reading the books at the same time. And BGS had read them when they were new, right? So we were doing our own Encyclopedia Galactica, which is on my channel, which we're doing on live streams talking about the books the year before the show even came out. And then when the show came out, I did the Encyclopedia Galactica again, and we talked about the show. And none of us happy. It wasn't none of us happy. I don't like dredging up that damn memory, especially not in 2023. Fuck you on that. So you can hold your water. You can hold your water. True. We are back. I could take that. That's a whole lot of water. It's a whole lot of water on the planet. It's a whole lot of water on the planet. Yeah, that's a lot of water, but ain't no thing to somebody who can swim. I'm just saying. I may not be a Navy SEAL, but I ain't sinking. I am not sinking. I know how to float. That's better, Toy. Look at them cheekbones. Look at them cheekbones. Very cool. Look, almost walkable. The Aquatechi's point, it looks almost walkable. It is. Like if you look up pictures of the Maldives, let me zoom this bitch out. Yeah, water everywhere, water everywhere. In Dubai, I want to go to Dubai, and I'm not in the military. And Australia, I got a pen in Australia too, because I just removed my pen, motherfucker. Hold on a second. Sorry, y'all. Apologies, y'all. I gotta fix that because I just removed my damn pen that I had on there. And it was on Ayers Rock, I know. And I just clicked on some random fucking place, and that's not what I'm looking for. Just show me the layers, bitch. Just give me the layers. Just give me the layers. Just give me the layers. Hold on. Gotta fix this. Because one of the things I do is I project. And I wouldn't say I will it into existence, but I fixate my mind on things that are further off and figure out how to get those things done. What are the steps in between where I am now and other things? Like it's not that damn important. Tennis shoes, the newest Jordans, all that shit is not that damn important. No. Okay, I'm back. I believe I'm back. If you're still here, say hell yeah. If If you can see me, say hell yeah. Toya said, I recreated a painting of Ayers Rock when I was there. You went to Ayers Rock, Toya? Hell yeah, baby girl. Now, see, you'll relate to this a lot more, Toya, when I say this. Because I don't know what parts you guys missed, but I'll just finish up the point I was saying. Everything is relative. Everything is relative, right? $1,000 on shoes and jewels and shit like that might not interest me if I can spend $1,000 on a ticket to go somewhere like that. It won't even mean the same shit to me at all. The other one is more important, right? Now, you have a completely different mind state when you travel and go see places that you've only read about or seen on TV. If you ever remember the National Geographic magazine, like I do, in reading the National Geographic magazine back in the days of Jacques Cousteau and shit like that, seeing places like this always excited my imagination. I wanted to be there because as far as I was concerned, these were just regular people. Maybe some of them were scientists, maybe they were photographers, maybe they were videographers, whatever the fuck they were. They were out there in the world getting to see some of this stuff that most people don't get to see at all. Only get to see it through the pictures of the people who actually went there and sent the pictures and stuff like that back. I wanted to remove that middleman, in a sense. The middleman between this is a nature, this is the cameraman, this is you looking at the pictures. I wanted to be there with the nature in the same position as the cameraman and not the position of being behind the cameraman, just looking at pictures. Because the one thing that a picture cannot tell you is what the air around Ayers Rock smells like. Picture can't tell you that. Picture can't tell you how hot it fucking is to stand there in front of that large mountain. Can't tell you that. Can't tell you how many bugs are around there. None of that shit. If there's a lake on the other side of it, it can't tell you any of that. Pictures can't tell you that. All a picture can do is show you what something looks like. It's your job to go there and get the rest of the view, the full sensory experience of what it means and what it feels like to stand there in front of that thing. That's the feeling that I want. Because when you have an experience like that, and you're back home in the city and listen to some trash ass motherfucking mouth in a McDonald's or something like that talking about who you ain't and you think you somebody, you ain't shit. You look at them people like, you have no idea who the fuck I am. You don't know what I've seen. You don't know what I've experienced. But I know one thing. You keep fucking talking, you're going to experience the worst part of me. like facts. Yeah, see, Toya, the smells, the sounds, the flora, the fauna, just the people around there. That's what my mother instilled that in us to travel. Me and my brother, that was her thing. And she got it from her mother. You travel. You got a decent job, you spend your money traveling. Fuck buying a bunch of shit. You spend your money traveling. Because those experiences is what makes life worth living. The shit you buy is just the shit you buy. It's money into things that you can't get back and don't appreciate and value. It's not. But you work for money to do things you want to do, not just to buy stuff. I have a lot of comics. I do. But after a point, I stopped buying a lot of comics. You know why? Because when I sat there, and I think I showed you guys a picture of my son in the boxes, the 8 boxes, 12 boxes, the long boxes of comics and stuff like that I had. And all that money spent on all that shit, I didn't get a trip out of it. And one flood, one leak in the roof, and all that money is gone. Now, I may still remember the experiences of buying it and reading those books. But what is it in relation to something that is transformatively, mentally, and emotional for me as a person? What is the difference? Because I still could have read the comic and never kept it. Because once it's in here, it's in here. That's where they can't take it back. That's where it really can't be lost unless you have a massive fucking brain injury or something. The experience would have been a little better. It would have. Because when I look at those books and I look at eight long boxes, which is about, say, 600 to 650 comics each. And let's just say every comic in that box, because I know it's not this, but let's just say every comic in that box is, say, current prices, current comic prices, $4. Do the math. 650 times 8 times $4. How much money is that? Some smart motherfucker, because I can do the math in my head, but I'm not going to, because I'm asking you. You do fucking math. You're smart. You got Google fingers. Use your calculator. I'm gonna suck on my coffee. See who's smart enough. Johnny on the spot with that little factoid, because it wasn't readily Googleable. Toya has been to Ayers Rock. That's hell of attractive, Toya. I'm just telling you flat out. That's hell of attractive. She's been to Ayers Rock. I need pictures. That'd be the wrong assumption. I am a fucking geek, sir. My books are bagged. My books are bagged and slabbed. Well, they're not slabbed because they're not in hard plastic. But my books are all bagged and boarded. All of them. I'm just counting the price of the book. I'm not counting the bagging and boarding and shit. But if you want to add the bagging and boarding price, it's about 25 cents each. Each bag and board. I assume they're not bagged and boarded. You were wrong, sir. You were I owned a whole comic book store. Do you think I would have my books unbagged and boarded? No. Nah. 650 times 8 times $4. $20K. $20K. And that's just if each book is worth $4. Current prices. But you know some books in there are worth more than $4. I can tell you my Amazing Spider-Man 3000, or not 3000, 300. My Spawn #1, a bunch of my Deadpool runs are worth more than that. As far as I know, I got a book right here that's supposedly worth like $2K or $800 or something like that. Here's a damn book. So I can prove how much I don't give a fuck. Shit. Where is it? I just saw the motherfucker the other day. Is this the one? No, this is not the one that's worth $800. It's worth more in friendship points than anything else. That's not it. I have a lot of fractured comics sitting up here on my desk. Where is it? Bitch. Okay, 1 second. Niggas don't test because they come from the west. Yes, the WS to the C. West side. Let it rain, let it drip. Get these suckers off my dick. Let it ride, let it slide. Fucking with that gangster life. G baby, 'cause I'm a G. Ain't that a bitch? Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. Don't you hate when you clean up and then you can't find shit? So, who knows what this is? You know what that is? Crispy, right? Apparently, this is the first appearance of Spawn. Apparently, this book is supposedly worth like $800. Supposedly. Now, having not only worked but owned a comic book store, I can tell you definitively, it's not what it's worth. It's what somebody will pay for it. Would I pay $800 for it? No, I wouldn't. But if I could sell it for $800 to somebody, maybe I would sell it. Maybe. Aquateki said he'll take my word for it. Look, even this one is sealed, pressed flat. That's how I keep my shit, man. I got OCD in a good way. I manage my OCD. What up, UFO? Toy, what the fuck was you doing to get to all these places? Was you dating some billionaires? Don't let me find out you was on some Brittany Renner shit. $650 issues in a long box is my best guess estimate of how much it is, because you get about 350 in a short box, right? And JT can back me up on this. JT or Joe Hurd can back me up on this because they work in the comic book store, right? I think it's about 650 issues that are in a long box, because a short box is about 350 issues. So if you say 650 issues in a long box, you're about right. You in the ballpark. And the reason you can probably get 650 in there is once you've bagged and boarded your books and there's no air and shit, they lay flat as fuck. You can get a lot of issues in a box. You just can. As opposed to say this, all right? That's bagged and boarded. That's not a lot of space. That shit ain't even creased. What up, Falkness? Who are you losing to on Madden? You didn't respond back. Yeah, CGC 10. Yeah. Yeah, you seen this one. This is the one I had in the shop. Yeah. Probably CGC is at a 10. If I slabbed it, it would probably be a 10.0 or 9.0. I'm pretty sure. Because there are no defects on this bitch. There are no defects. Like, no defects at all. No box corners, no nothing. Creases, print marks, not a damn thing. 92. Y'all look it up, Malibu Sun. Charles said he did, and I won. Okay. You wasn't beating up on Artie Edmore, were you? Like my brothers fighting with each other. And he say, losing? I came back and won, nigga. You better. You representing Baltimore, BMO. You want representing the BMO, man. You got to come back like Isaiah Bradley, homie. I just said that to mess with you. What up, beastly nerd? The protocol, safety protocols is off. Beast has entered the danger room. Like the old school gauntlet game. Beast has entered the danger room. Safety protocols disengaged. See, now you got to get me to count my short and long boxes. Look, go ahead and do that. If you got time, do it. But I tell you this, if you can put 2 fingers... I said 2 fingers, and I immediately thought of Toya for some reason. I don't know shit about her like that. But if you can put 2 fingers, fucking idiot, dude. You can put 2 fingers between the back of the box and the comic. You still got more space. My fingers is pretty thick. My fingers is pretty thick. You still got some room to play. You still got some room to play. Shit, I wasn't planning that, y'all. I was not planning that. That just came out. I have no carnal knowledge of that woman. I have no carnal knowledge of that woman. I don't know what you're talking about. I found myself watching X-Men Apocalypse the other day. God damn, you found yourself drunk on life, didn't you? Woo. Good luck with you. He said very suggestive. Oh, yes, very suggestive. With no pause. I'm sorry, y'all. For some reason, that shit just it made the connect. And yeah, it was too damn funny. Yeah, too funny. 2 fingers ain't shit for that. What are you talking about? That's a starter, nigga. That lets you know how busy she been. That lets you know how busy she's been. 2 fingers ain't shit for that. Look, like that ain't shit. If you got chicks out here, be the whole, yeah, like they shit destroyed. They destroyed. I'm sorry. I always want to feel like I'm the biggest thing in your world, even if I'm not. If you got that whole ringer and the triangle shit going on, I don't know who ran through you. Was it a wildebeest, a buffalo, what? But goddamn, they got surgeries for that shit now. Shit. Get something back. Could be the shocker. Yeah. It's that Molly Shannon shit. She did not pass the smell test. Yuck. Yeah, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. It's not a Vulcan mind meld. Or it's this way. It's this way. So this could be the wolf pack. But this could also be I'm ambidextrous, so I can do that with both hands. This is why I don't have young kids watching this show. That's why every time I do a live, they ask me, is this for kids? Absolutely fucking no. No. This is not for kids. Don't bring your kids in here without supervision. Because you're going to have to explain some stuff. 2 fingers is fun. 3 is a party. The fist is a paradise for some. Look, man, they do what they do. If you was actually going the way that you actually wanted to, you would need a fist. Just saying. Just saying. Fist is abuse to me, but women have smaller fists than men, thankfully. But okay, if you just need to feel like what a baby feels like coming out, why don't you just have a fucking baby? Oh, you don't want to take care of it. Got you. Got you. You want to feel what that crown of the head feel like. Look, if I was a woman, that'd be out. That'd be out. You're not destroying my fucking uterus like that. Fuck you. Even if I was a lesbian and a woman. No, bitch. No. What the fuck wrong with you? I'm not having you fucking renovate my fucking cooch. Nah, fuck that. Because you want to live out your man fantasies. No, bitch. No. Make your tongue work. 2 in the goo. Damn, Toya. 2 in the goo, 1 in the poo. That's very literate of you. Toya telling on herself. She ain't told enough on herself, Charles. I think that was a little that was a little peak. That was a peak. That was a peak. All right, so what else we got on here? I was supposed to be looking on the map to find Jeremy Renner initially. What is it? Mount Rose. Yeah. Now got me talking sex in the Maldives and all kind of shit. Okay, here we go. The rules off the room and me. 1, 2, 3, and this is OG. Would you like to creep with me? Here we go. As the rules off the 2, 3, and this is OG. Will you reminisce with me? All right. So, if you've never visited the lovely California or Nevada and visited Lake Tahoe, that's not Tahoe. All right, so it's north of Lake Tahoe. All right, so don't look at all my pins. This is me somewhere in there, right? Sorry, just totally got distracted, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so Bay Area. Lake Tahoe. As you can see, $3,000, something like that feet, whatever the fuck. Jeremy Renner was outside of Mount Rose. Stuck like Chuck as fuck. So it's all mountains and snow and trees. So that's just the area he was stuck in. That's just the area he was stuck in. Fuck. I hope he don't lose his leg. Like, who's a hoe? Ty's a hoe. Ty is a hoe. Charles, you funny fucker. He said, "Oh, my mother loving ears." Shut up. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Charles. Yeah, Jeremy Renner up at his house outside of Lake Tahoe. He kind of fucked because he was like right in between both Tahoe and Reno. He is like right in between that shit. So that's Tahoe. Excuse me, that's Reno and that's Tahoe. And I've been up here. This is all mountains. This is all mountainous, snow-covered tree terrain. It is not a lot of stuff up this way. Not a lot at all. They developed it, but I know he's not living in no fucking development. I know he's not living in a development. Not with Avengers money. No, sir. Not with a Disney check. Oh, no. You get to have you a little cutout somewhere in this greenery. That's just the Mount Rose. That's the mountain. That's just the ski area. So he got a house around there somewhere. But that is way off the beaten path, my nigga. Way off the beaten path. So prayers to Jeremy Renner, man. I hope he don't lose his leg or anything like that, because that would be tragic for his fucking career. Because one of the things I liked about Jeremy Renner, he was really fluid on his feet. He had real good movement. If you study what it's not kinesiology, but if you study movement, Jeremy Renner has really smooth and fluid movement with what he does. And he's a left-hander, which is interesting to me because I have not seen a lot of really fluid moving left-handed people. But that means that body and mind connection is really strong with his shit. Yeah, you waiting for Carmen Sandiego to appear any second now. Carmen can show up. Carmen's one of my favorite Latina names. Latina and Italian names. And Carmen Sandiego had that black hair. She was tall. She wore high heels, had that trench coat on and the fedora. Like, she coming over to your house on a late night. Charles know what I'm talking about. Like, shit, Carmen can get it. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Shit, in my bed, nigga. You need to be asking, what is Carmen Sandiego doing? Finding Waldo under my covers. Playing Where is Waldo? All right. I'm going to put the link in there for you guys, but I get to this next part that I wanted to talk about, which was something that we can talk about when you guys get up here, and I'll let you guys up. I was watching another reviewer talking about the numbers for Avatar, and I was hitting on something interesting to me, thinking about the movies that came out and how they did last year. Well, it's raining outside again. Fucking hell. It's gonna rain like piss tomorrow. So Avatar is at like 400 and what is it, like 415 million or something like that. Had a really strong weekend last weekend, even during the holidays, which people are all surprised about. But James Cameron has came out and said the movie needed to make like $2 billion to break even, right? He said that multiple times. And that the production cost on Avatar 2 or Avatar Way of Water is way up there. It's up there. Like, I believe some people said it was probably like 600 million or something like that to produce, something like that. But the interesting part about that is nobody's really writing that off as a box office failure. They're not writing it off as a box office failure, even though it's making a lot of its money internationally, like you knew it would do. But here it only made like 415 million, right? But nobody's calling it a failure. They're just complaining, well, I don't like it. I didn't like it. I thought it was shit. All these people in the rest of the world is fucking stupid that they like in this movie. That's a very centrist position to have, I think. Well, not centrist position. That's a very elitist position to have, that everybody else on the planet is stupid because they like something that you didn't like. Look, I don't know about y'all, but I watched RRR. That shit was awesome to me. A lot of people over here didn't watch it and probably didn't like it. You know what the rest of the world did? They loved the shit out that movie. That movie made hella money in its market and worldwide. And RRR was awesome to me. If they said they had another one coming, I'd be watching that shit too. I see you, Malika. Just hold tight. Right? So it's not, the movie doing well is not based on your personal opinion of it at all. It's not really based on whether the American audience likes it or not, because I told you guys in my stream earlier in the week, I'm really not liking this critic culture where we are actually trying to pick winners and losers on these movies by reviewing it badly to get a mass of people to follow you and shitting on the movie. Now, the example I used with this was something I heard that I thought was really interesting, is that who put out Top Gun Maverick? I forget what, Paramount. Paramount put out Top Gun Maverick. And Paramount's current movie that's out is losing a shitload of money. But the reviewers commented on it saying they're okay that this movie is losing money because Top Gun Maverick made so much money, it's offsetting what this movie is losing. So he's not shitting on it. And I'm sitting there thinking about that, like, huh. So my question is, given what Avatar is doing, even though the American reviewer said it was shit, they didn't like it, they hated it, but it made us $1 billion. So they have to acknowledge it, even though they don't want to. I see you, P-Dubs. I see you in the back. Hold tight. But they're having to take it on the chin because Avatar did $1 billion already. So whether you liked it or not, it did $1 billion. So what the fuck? You can talk shit about the rest of the world and say, well, the people must be stupid. That's why they like this shit. It wasn't that bad of a fucking movie. It's just a regular movie where everybody can go to and enjoy. You know what? I didn't see two fish people in that motherfucker kissing either. So why wouldn't the rest of the world like that shit? There's no black, there's no white. The motherfuckers was blue. So where's your racism at? And it has a family-centric story with a strong heterosexual couple. What's the problem? Now, nobody wants to call Avatar a failure for making 400 and something million domestically, but you know its budget on making that movie had to be twice as much as that. And that's coming from the director saying to break even, it needed to make $2 billion. It needed to sit in the top 4 movies of all time. That's him saying it. The motherfucker who made the movie saying what the break-even point was. So how much did you think it cost to make, production-wise? It only made 400 million, but nobody's calling it a failure. Now, what it made is only, if I remember correctly, it's only about 20 million more than what Black Adam made. And Black Adam had a lower production cost. But it's being championed as a fucking failure. Because what, they spent 200 million on the movie? Whatever the hell else they spent on advertisement, which I've said, look, that has nothing to do with you. How they choose to advertise it is how they choose to advertise it. Yes, it goes on the cost of promoting the movie, but that's not the production cost of the movie. Your advertising is on you. Some of that is going to be lost anyway. But Black Adam's 390 million or whatever it made, is considered a failure. And anytime somebody talks about it, they say it was a failure. But how? Why? I would tell you this when I heard the fucking commentary they were giving about another movie losing money, but it was all right because the studio made money off the success it had. Well, why is that same metric not being given to Black Adam? Because what other movie did Warner DC put out that made money last year? The Batman? That was the only one. So why isn't Black Adam getting the benefit of the Batman doing well for the studio, which means whatever it lost is probably covered? No, they running that shit out there like it's a complete failure. It drug down the whole studio or something. What else had the studio produced that was worth watching? If I remember correctly, how we walked into 2022 with Warner Brothers, a lot of shit was being canceled, thrown away, sold off. So the studio wasn't making money. The Batman made money. So why are we shitting on The Rock like he drugged down the whole fucking Warner Brothers DC franchise? Get the fuck out of here, dude. It is so, I'm telling you, you have to look at these things. It's so goddamn awkward how these or I shouldn't even say awkward, how stilted these motherfuckers review this shit. It's ridiculous. You cannot hear failure associated to Black Adam anytime somebody talks about it. It's two things they'll mention: hierarchy of power changing and failure, Black Adam and The Rock. They always try to focus it specifically on Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that he is a failure. This movie is a failure. It sucked. But audiences loved it. Look, if it costs, because just me looking at it, I'm not a professional. I don't just sit here and speculate over people's box office numbers forever. I don't. But for me, I only look at what it costs to make the movie. That's the only thing I look at. I don't give a fuck what their production budget, their advertising budget was, because you don't usually know what that is. They usually never even honest about it. So I only look at how much it costs to make the movie, because when The Rock and the producers and stuff went to pitch the movie to want to make it with Warner Brothers, the money they asked for was the production budget, not the advertising budget. The advertising budget is what the studio puts in. And bet money they wasn't putting it that heavy. So when people were giving these astronomical ass numbers like, well, it has to make 600 or 700 million or it's a failure. According to who? This ain't Black Panther 2. This is Warner Brothers. The fuck you think that kind of money coming from? Did the Batman make that kind of money? You asking for a lot for a first unknown to general audiences character to make. They don't know this character. He ain't showed up in shit else but this movie. You asking a lot. Seemed like you putting that bar way high that it could never reach. But you think about it, you know, Avatar 2, mind you, ain't made nowhere near that much money. Not domestically. Was the burden of Avatar being seen as a success or a failure 600 to 700 million based on production cost and in advertising? No. It's made 400 something million domestically. And the motherfucker probably cost upwards of 800 million. That would make it a fucking failure by 50%. Not, oh, we asked for 200 million to make this movie. We only made 300 and something million. Then you got my money back with 100 million on top. Lil Cream. Okay. You can't tell me they spent a shitload of money advertising Black Adam. They didn't. Warner Brothers didn't even want to put the motherfucker out. It took 15 years for that to happen. You think they spent a shitload of money advertising it? No. You see more advertisement for the Shazam movie that ain't even came out yet than you seen advertisement for Black Adam. And the only advertisement you saw was the same fucking trailer. Wasn't a trailer 2, wasn't a trailer 3, the same damn trailer. The whole year. So what are you talking about? The Rock advertised this shit more on his own than anything. Because his Instagram was full of advertisement for this bitch. Filming, working out, all that shit. He was doing the advertising himself. Just being out there talking about the shit. I didn't see Warner Brothers put no push on this motherfucker. You mean to tell me all of a sudden that Rob, what's his name, Hamada, was spending a shitload of money to push the Black Adam movie that he wasn't even trying to make? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Y'all is really slanted, really fucking biased in how you reporting this shit. I just watched Black Adam again last week because it showed up on HBO Max. Fuck it, I'll watch it again. I still liked it. Still liked it. Even with the kid on a skateboard, even though I thought he was out of place, but what the fuck ever. He's a kid. Kids can't ride skateboards. Fuck, I'm supposed to like the Ninja Turtle movies. These motherfuckers got whole costumes on riding goddamn skateboards. Goofy shit. So that's my question is this. Why is Black Adam looked at as a failure with a lower production budget, making about $400 million domestically? But Avatar Way of Water, with a much larger production budget, only making $415 million, not looked at as a failure, not even pushed that way. You ask the question. Ask it of your favorite reviewer. See what their answer is. I'm going to bring these brothers up. Royal Rumble rules. You got 2 minutes to speak your piece, and then we're going to move to the next person, starting from top right, moving down. So Malika and then Pragmatic. What's good? And what you got, Malika? You got 2 minutes, brother. Run it.
Peace, home. What's going on, man? Today, I chilled out on my day off and I saw Clerks 3.
Good job.
As I text you.
Yep.
And I loved it, man. I loved the movie.
Mm-hmm. Likewise.
You know what I really loved it? He went back to the old school guerrilla style filmmaking like he did in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Smith has a way of doing the warm and fuzzy and putting in the heartstrings. Like he said in the Q&A, he said the first part of it was like a lot of the toilet humor and the dick and fart jokes, but he's bringing in a lot of good things. I don't want to do a spoiler review for anybody if they want to go see it, but it's a lot of good things. And the dream sequence with Rosario Dawson, I was like, wow.
Fuck me up.
And also, you know what I like? What Kevin Smith does? He knows his characters' personalities and their attitudes. He kept Dante's personality all through the 3 movies as it comes to, and when Rosario Dawson from the second movie into this movie, she knew who he was. And she always was that woman that's in your corner, like the woman, your girlfriend, your wife that you want to have in your corner, that wants you to be you and believes in you, and she always did. And that was just a great thing. The amazing thing, he's bringing people from the first and second movie, especially from the first movie, that are in their late 40s and 50s, and they're just showing flashbacks and they're recreating stuff, and it was just cool. Now, you know what was cracking me up? Elias. Elias was a trip. Elias, even from the second movie, but now in the third movie, he was a trip. But
Okay, time's up.
it was
2
good
minutes.
though.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. So let me get Pragmatic Prime in here so I can get everybody rotated, having something to say, and then we can get the free fire going on. But so far, you like Clerks 3. I liked it too. There are certain things happen I was not expecting to happen in that shit,
Mm-hmm.
and it was nice to see that he brought back everybody he could, older, but playing the same roles they played in the original Clerks movie. I thought that part was awesome. But that's why I like Kevin Smith as a director, because he will keep using those actors and those people, because they're basically friends. They're not even just actors; they're friends. So he'll keep calling them back. What's up, Pragmatic?
Nothing much, man. Just on my day off, last day off for the holiday. No, I was, Malika brought up, brought up films and stuff like that. Old films I've been spending since I've been off from work and since I've been on a break from grad school. I've been watching a lot of older films, and one that sticks out of my mind. I think it's a hilarious film, even though it's not a comedy. But Glengarry Glen Ross.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's on Hulu right now, and I watched it for the
David
first
Mamet.
time. Yeah, that movie is hilarious. I mean, it's like, people talk about Pacino. They always talk about, Godfather and Heat and Scarface, but then there are these roles like Glengarry Glen Ross, City Hall, like these roles that he did that were kind of like, I like to call them like the in-between films. So kind of like how Tom Cruise is known for Mission Impossible in recent years, but he also did Oblivion in between those Mission Impossible films. But yeah, Glengarry Glen Ross is, I think a lot of these older films, I've been going down. I mean, that film came out before I was even born, or maybe when I was like a baby or something. But I watch a lot of these older films because it's a simple story, but it's great acting, and the whole film takes place in an office in the middle of Brooklyn, and it's
Arizona. In Arizona.
Well, they were selling property in Arizona, but I think in the film it was, they had a subway line and stuff like that. It was in the middle of New York, but they were selling property in like Arizona, But it's the simplicity of it, and I look at a lot of stuff that comes out today, and it's just like it's not that hard to just to get something like this right.
It is. It is for some people, because it's actually writing a character. Yeah. And having people actually act. So what you're seeing is the cracks are showing. A lot of these motherfuckers can't act, and a lot of these people can't even write. But I ate up like 15 of your seconds, so you got 15 more seconds to make.
Well, I just to add to that, it's also this film was based on a play, and they actually had the playwright write the screenplay. So it's why you can get it works just the same way The Godfather works. You had Mario Puzo help write the screenplay. So it's just kind of like, people bastardize the original works of art to make these film adaptations, and it just doesn't translate.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna bring this next brother up. He's one of the few that actually has a intro. So let me bring him up, and then I'm gonna play this clip from Glengarry Glen Ross that anybody who likes film should actually watch, because when you see the cast of characters in this, you'll love it, because you'll know every one of these actors. They'll have that small feel, but the performances are so fucking strong in this. It looks like you either fall in love with the movie,
on Hulu,
or feel insulted. But let me bring this brother up real quick. Woo! Charles Faulkner has joined the panel. All right, I'm going to play this clip real quick, Charles, and then I'll give you your 2 minutes of the Royal Rumble rules, and then we'll open up the shooting gallery. But this is Glengarry Glen Ross. This is just one of Al Pacino's rants in this, and it's just a rant, but if you watch the whole movie, Al Pacino just has great scenes of him just acting. just acting and just dialoguing with another character is actually awesome. So this is rant.
James Link, your contract went out. Nothing to worry about. John. Your contract went out to the bank.
You cashed my check?
Mr. Williamson. The check was cashed, the contract was filed and deposited in the bank, and we're completely insured in any case, as you know.
You cashed the check?
Not to my knowledge, no.
But I'm sure we can.
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, Christ. Hey, don't follow me. Just don't follow me, okay? I let you down. I know I let you down. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Forgive me.
You stupid fucking cunt. You, Williamson, I'm talking to you, shithead. You just cost me $6,000. $6,000 and one Cadillac. That's right. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, asshole? You fucking shit. Where did you learn your trade, you stupid fucking cunt, you idiot? Whoever told you that you could work with men?
Could I?
Oh, I'm gonna have your job, shithead. I'm going downtown. I'm gonna talk to Mitch and Murray. I'm going to Lemkin. I don't care whose nephew you are, who you know, whose dick you're sucking on. You're going out. I swear to you, you're going.
Let's get this done.
Anyone in this office lives on his wits. I'm gonna be with you in a second. What you're hired for is to help us. Does that seem clear to you? To help us, not to fuck us up. To help men who are going out there to try to earn a living, you fairy. You company man. I'll tell you something else. I hope you rip the joint off. I can tell our friend here a little something might help him to catch you. You want to learn the first rule you'd know if you ever spent a day in your life. You never open your mouth till you know what the shot is. You fucking child.
Love that shit, boy. I own that movie for that reason.
Classic.
That shit is awesome. Man, look.
Alec Baldwin was good in that too, and he was only.
Oh, that's the classic
Baldwin was good in it, but I'll say this: reason why I like that scene, even though he's going off on him, he is controlling his space. Even when he talks to the cop, I'll be with you in a second.
Yeah,
that's like customer service shit, but he's still dressing this motherfucker down, and that's supposed to be his boss in the office. Yeah. That's supposed to be his boss. He dressed his ass down, dude. Look,
when he gave him
dick you sucking. Oh, Ricky Roma was a motherfucker, boy.
He gave him the lead. He gave him the leads. He's like Patel, Radaman Patel. He said deadbeats, money in the mattress.
Yeah, he was clowning, dude. Yeah, that movie. I saw that movie when it came out, and when it came to video, I bought that shit, and I have watched that shit. Every couple of years, just because I watched it with my kids. This is one of my favorite movies to watch. There's a couple of movies I watch in that genre. It's that one, Leaving Las Vegas, and what's the other one? It's probably the Fountainhead that I usually watch all at the same time. If I watch one, I usually go to the other ones too.
And those three movies, they all came out around the same time because of that same type of IFC energy coming out. Because believe it or not, Glengarry Ross was not a big Hollywood movie.
No, it wasn't.
It was a small
movie. It was a small movie.
It was an off-Broadway play by David Mamet, who also wrote the screenplay for this movie. And he wanted to do another movie. So this is just. And also, FYI, Al Pacino did the off-Broadway too, as well as Alec Baldwin. So this movie helped pump that joint up. What's up?
Oh no, I thought the stream was lagging. I remembered the other movie, The Boiler Room. Giovanni Ribisi and Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That's the other one that I watched with Glenn Ross. I watched The Boiler Room.
And
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, might watch Wall Street.
Yeah, Spike Jones did the soundtrack for Boiler Room too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good soundtrack. It was a good soundtrack. Mm-hmm. It was rarely up tempo. That was one of the movies like my mother found and kicked to me because the soundtrack is what caught her. Because she'll watch a bunch of random shit. My mother liked movies like I do. She'll watch a bunch of random shit, and if she thinks it's something that's in my wheelhouse, she'll kick it to me, and that's how I end up watching it. And like, oh, I recognize this dude. This is the dude from Pitch Black. It was Vin Diesel. And then it's like, oh, I like, Giovanni Ribisi anyway. So okay, I'm into this. And then it had fucking Nia Long's sexy ass in there, and I was all over Nia Long. I don't give a fuck what she was doing. She could have been doing a bubble bath commercial. I've been like, yeah, what is that, Mr. Bubble? Yeah, I want some of that shit. I'll take a lot of bottles of that. You take no goddamn bubble baths. I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah. How y'all doing?
All right, so let me give Charles his 2 minutes. What's good, Charles? You know how the Royal Rumble works. You're a wrestler. So you got 2 minutes, homeboy. Make it good.
I've just been throwing niggas over the top rope anyway, so yes, I am Negro, the most powerful Negro in the universe. But it's funny when you talk about acting. Like, it used to be an art form. Now they're giving roles to any Tom, Dick, and literally Harry. And it's shameful. Because you gotta appreciate what people put into their art forms. And for some odd reason, we don't have the... It's kind of like talking to Art New Style about his art form, about drawing and painting. It's rare that you get somebody who gives a damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the sad part. You put me on hold, motherfucker. It's a live show.
I'm back.
You gotta roll with it, homie.
But yeah, it's one of those things where, a lot of people just don't take the time to practice the art and perfect it. And I'm like, well, shit. Any art form that you have, whether it's painting, drawing, acting, writing, I'm like, what happened to giving a fuck about your product?
Yeah, about caring about your craft. That's like fucking what's her name, J-Law, talking some shit about acting and what she did for women in acting. Like, bitch, you really ain't that good of an actor. You know that, right? You really know that, right? I don't give a fuck what you want. You're not that good of an actor. You got that shit off blonde hair, cute face, and titties.
If you didn't,
like, for real.
If you didn't look the way you did,
and shut your mouth.
And that's what I told some people. People like her, if she didn't look the way she did, do you think anybody would even fucking want to see her act?
Look, if she wasn't even cast in the next big youth book turned into a movie starring a girl, if she didn't get cast in that role, say they cast Miley Cyrus in that role, she wouldn't have been nobody.
Yeah.
At all.
And I'm just like,
you came out the gate and got a trilogy, you lucky bitch. The only reason they got your ass because you was cheap.
Yeah.
And unknown. So shut up. What are you talking about?
Like, I just think it's like one of those things, even when it comes to like, I'm not an Avatar fan. I'm gonna just put that out there. So I don't knock for anybody else because all I see is Fern Gully with blue people. So
yeah,
basically.
The second one's not Fern Gully, thankfully. It wasn't Fern Gully 2 either, because I've seen that one too. Got kids, man. My son love that shit.
That's the
wasn't
same.
The Land Before Time either. Watch all them motherfuckers too.
It's the same thing when I look at James Cameron knocking the superhero movies. I'm like, motherfucker, if
if they would have hired your ass as a producer or director for Marvel or DC, you would shut your mouth and take that check.
But here's the thing: if they would have hired James Cameron for an MCU movie, do you think Thor would have been the way it was? Oh,
Thor would have been very close to the comics.
Shit.
You know my opinion.
Comics, and it would have looked like fucking Terminator, nigga.
But that means it would have
Thor would have been a force to be reckoned with. You'd have been scared for Thor. Like, I don't know. Gore
so that means it would have been good.
Yeah, it would have been good. It would have been awesome. You would have saw Thor have to actually, step it up a bit. You definitely would have got him holding two hammers. Definitely would have got that with the necro stuff all over him. You would have got that image.
30 minutes of Endgame and the last 30 minutes of Infinity War and the first 30 minutes of Endgame.
Yeah, no shit. It would have been awesome. You'd been walking out here like, God damn. I don't know what's going to happen in 5, but I got to watch. Now you like Thor 5? Whatever, man. Whatever. Don't mention that shit.
Now we got like Family Ties Thor and shit, or Thor in the Family, or whatever sitcom you want to play. Family Matters Thor.
Full House Thor.
Full House Thor. Who's the boss Thor?
Yeah, who's the boss? One man and the little lady. What?
And I'm just like, and then here's the symbolism. He takes Mjolnir back and he gives her the axe. I actually have the movie prop version, which is heavy as shit. It stands 4 feet 4 inches tall. And I know that's his daughter. He wants to give her shine. Hey, nepotism. I don't know. But
look, that's why I thought it was disingenuous for him to finally come out and say something against the movie, and that he didn't like it. He wanted Thor to be more serious. Like, man, shut the fuck up. Your daughter was in it. Your son was in it. You had your family all over this motherfucker. That's why I'm sitting here wondering where the rest of the money went, and looking at Taika Waititi like, nigga, did you pocket that shit or was y'all partying? Because I see a bunch of unpaid actors in this motherfucker.
Because
like, you got these kids for free. You didn't have to pay them.
I think the money went to the whole damn Hemsworth family. Besides Christian Bale.
No shit. I'm like, Christian Bale took his piece. Plain Face, Tessa Thompson took her little piece. Natalie Portman took her piece. You ain't paid the rest of the motherfucking shit.
I'm just looking at it like you got Gore the God Butcher. And I'm like, I didn't see any gods being butchered.
Me either. I said that shit from my first reaction. I ain't seen no for somebody named the God Butcher. He killed one god. I ain't seen him kill anybody else. That's not a butchering. That's just called making a sandwich, nigga. Like
he's not even a butcher. It was like Gore the God Pincher.
Yeah, he punched him one time.
Or the God Upsetter.
Yeah,
I mean the problem with those Marvel films too is that they. You always hear about all the cool stuff that they shot in the deleted scenes, and it's like, why are y'all trying to sell DVDs? Just put it in the regular film.
Yeah, that's the part that gets more upsetting about the shit as a fan. Is like, you see the movie, you say, man, this was shit. This could have been so much better. And then they come out after, we shot all this really cool stuff. We're gonna put that on a Blu-ray DVD, and like just like you say, it's like, motherfucker, I paid for you to put the school shit in the movie. What the fuck is you doing? Why you saving it for a boat? Don't give me that shit now. I don't even want to see it now.
That's like having sex, and then after sex, you're just doing straight missionary. Oh, we could have had doggy styles blowjobs.
Yeah, exactly, Charles. Exactly, Charles.
You read my mind. You took it right out of my mind.
That's like
you didn't know I used to be a aspiring porn star? Like, but you only wanted to do missionary? No, hell no. We need to go back in there. You shortchanged me. Bitch.
But you know what? That she turns around, but you never asked.
Yeah, but you never asked.
You gotta buy a Blu-ray.
We stepped in the Thunderdome. It's supposed to be all out. What the fuck are you talking about? No. Get your ass back in there and get that perfect 10 Olympic performance. It's bullshit.
You know what Thor Love and Thunder was? It was a hand job with no Vaseline or lotion.
Oh, I was gonna say something worse, like an abortion.
Just hand. And the worst part is she was laying bricks.
Yeah. It was a flat lever, like, oh, I'm close. Like, woo, my hand got hot. Like, bitch, what you doing?
Oh, but you know, you gotta wait till the Blu-ray or the downloads for the special features.
No, I won't, because the movie was so shit. I wouldn't even want to buy it. The only thing that would compel me to buy Thor, Love and Suck Me Under, is the fact that I'm a completionist and a comic book collector. I gotta buy it to finish the fucking set. That's the only reason I would buy the shit.
Yeah.
Like my
It's just
OCD working against me. Like y'all fucking me up with this.
seconds of Hercules, but wouldn't it make sense for you to introduce Hercules the same way you did Black Panther and have him involved in the story? You bunch of motherfuckers.
Yeah. So that's what. Shout out to Beastly Nerd in the chat. I pulled up this article he told me about yesterday, and I'm going to read through this damn article from the New York Times about the sequel that never was, with Ryan Coogler talking about how he originally wanted Black Panther 2 to go. And I'm like,
but didn't he write a letter?
I really don't want to hear this shit now. I do want to hear it because I knew Ryan Coogler would have to come out eventually and tell the truth about what was going on behind the scenes. Because I know they had a gun to us. They had to have a gun to his head. This don't look like his movie at all.
Somebody must have checked him at like the barbershop or so. He probably got too many negative reviews from his boys. They were like, "Yo, what is this?" Because he wrote a letter. Because then he come out with I remember on one of your streams, I think it was you or somebody mentioned that he came out with a letter saying that Black women were the best ones to work with on the film or something like that. Like,
that was some interview he did that I think Charles told me about that shit. I hadn't heard that shit.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm just saying this. Ryan Coogler is from the Bay Area, from Oakland, 15 minutes from me. That is not Oakland standard, my nigga. You think the barbershop says something to him? No, his folks back home called him up like, nigga, what the fuck was this? What was this? Yeah. Look, man, you're going to have to say something before you show your face around here.
It all makes sense now.
You better throw the white flag up before you come back.
You know what?
That's not it.
You know what, fellas? It all makes sense. The lady at the bank was trying to spare us.
Oh, you mean when he was in Atlanta?
Yeah.
No, she wasn't.
She was a hero.
No, he was sparing her by saying the women were the best ones there because they still probably got a lawsuit going on with that bank and that teller for calling the cops on his ass while he was working on that movie in Atlanta.
She got a hold of that script and was like, "That's some bullshit for my people."
Yeah, no shit. She must have heard. Maybe one of her cousins working on the set as an extra or some shit.
What's going on? I'm like, I like living in my movies. Tell a damn good story. This whole women are strong shit. I'm like, okay.
You don't look for me. Look, you don't even have to tell a damn good story. Just tell a good story.
Yeah.
It don't have to rise to the level of Wuthering Heights and none of that bullshit. Just tell a good goddamn story.
Well, that's like that Rise of Skywalker script that was leaked, and how I remember I read about that for the first time a couple, I think maybe last week, and I read this
version,
that'll
make me upset.
And I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, this is way better than what they put out.
That shit would have been epic.
Yeah.
And yes, and that's why they redoing that movie and trying to give you that 3-hour cut of it because they want to George, Dave, and John are going to go back and recut that movie and put out a different version of it. I'm like, I don't even want to go back to that, nigga.
Kind of like a Snyder cut.
Thank you, but no, I'm not interested in going back. Look, I don't drive on a bad road twice. I don't need to go back there because we repaved it. Good. Yeah. Better for the people coming behind me. I'm not going back there. No, I'm past that road. I am not going over that bad patch again just to see what you added in. Why don't you put out, a Clips edition with all the stuff that you would have put in there and make that like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I'll watch that. But I'm not tuning in for 3 hours of the same shit all over again with some new sprinkles on it. No, fuck you. I'm not interested. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your money. Move forward, just like I had to. Move on forward, please.
Yeah, lesson learned for the future.
Yes, it should be.
And then just to kind of go back to Dune, since we're on the topic of agendas and stuff. This is one thing after reading the first book of Dune, I realized that they changed the gender of Liet Kynes in the film.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm curious how they play that out because in the film they said, oh, you lost you lost your, I guess, your, I don't know if they mentioned husband or what, but they said that she lost her lover on the battlefield or whatever, a fellow warrior.
So here it is for me with them changing the gender of Liet Kynes in the movie. It's not that consequential in the sense that Liet Kynes in the movie just shows up for a short time and is out of there, right? Even in the book, Liet Kynes shows up, dies, and that character is moved out the way so you can have Chani step in as Kynes' daughter that he had with a Fremen woman, right?
Yeah.
Changing it in the movie doesn't matter so much because Liet Kynes being a black woman in the movie, and then you got Zendaya showing up looking kind of mixed in the movie. She can still be Kynes' daughter, and that Kynes can still have had a lover who died. If they swapped the gender to being a female, as long as they don't say the lover was another woman, it's all you did was swap the genders. It doesn't matter. It's just you need the through line to know that Kynes was playing both sides. He worked for the emperor, but he also became a Fremen. He had his own siege. He had his own daughter with a Fremen and kept it secret. That's who Chani is. She is Kynes' daughter. And that's who ends up marrying Paul. Fine. Yeah. You don't need Kynes there. That was not that big of a deal, gender swapping. Like, okay, this character about to die anyway, so bye. So, see ya. Appreciate your work. Going on out of there. But that's all you need the character there for. So it was an inconsequential thing, and if they were going to swap genders like that, I'd rather it be an inconsequential thing like that. Like this character is dying, like in this movie.
Yeah.
Story-wise, they don't go any farther forward, so it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
So I was fine with that, but that was like common knowledge about the swap and stuff.
In the way he wrote the books, it's kind of like how James Cameron wrote Avatar, where it's like you have strong female characters without needing to take away from the men, because you have the Reverend Mothers and stuff like that, but they're not the leaders; they're just the spiritual leaders of the Sieges and stuff. So
that's your Jedi. Those your embedded Jedi, or the
Bene Gesserit is like the Jedi Temple.
Your Christian missionaries embedded with the natives to try to kind of subvert them and have them working into their whole breeding program, getting them on code. So when the child shows up, they saying all the code words because they know, we've prepped these people to be your followers. All you have to do is mention these things, and it'll kick back into that racial memory for them. It's like, oh, he is the chosen one. Yeah, not really. It's propaganda, nigga. Propaganda.
Did you watch His Dark Materials?
I have not watched that yet. It's on my I think it's on Apple TV. I saw it on there.
Yeah, it's on HBO. It's on HBO Max. Yeah, it's on HBO Max. It
was on HBO Max.
They just finished it too. They just, which is like, I'm starting to notice. I guess for shows that they plan on canceling, they're putting out like 2 episodes a week. But His Dark Materials is like officially done. So if you want to go back and start that, you can kind of.
I will start it because I have a lot of streaming services and a lot of watch lists on different streaming services, and not a lot of time to watch all this stuff. Yeah. Especially series. I have to actually sit down and dedicate a day or so to watch all of it. So I can't watch all of it at the same time. I can't watch all of it at the same time. Actually do stuff in my personal life and actually try to put out videos for you guys all at the same time. So if it's something I'm not watching, I have to get to it when I get to it. Somebody's car is beeping. You got to close your door, man. Or put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on, Charles. But some of the other ones, like His Dark Materials, don't know anything about it. I haven't watched it, but it is on my watch list to watch. That's just
by the way, I like riding dirty.
Well, you've been a cop. You got to be able to jump out. So it's probably a bad habit. Bad habit that you remember. Like, no, nigga, I got to jump out this bitch. Fuck this seatbelt. Don't make me run after you.
Just to let you know, I'm pretty much getting hired by another department to be a sergeant or lieutenant. So, hey.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
I'll take it.
6 months time you'll be hired on at your old department to be a sergeant or lieutenant in that bitch. Come back and kick him in the ass like, You didn't want to listen, did you? Okay, now you got to.
And it's funny because I'll go to another department. It's smaller,
Mhm.
but yet I'll get the same benefits I had medically and everything else, except it doesn't come out my check.
Sounds like a win to me.
A very good one.
Sounds like a win to me.
If I make captain one day, I'm gonna change my name legally to Barney Miller.
let's hear for the Black Lion Security LLC with the Negro most powerful. That's a win for Black Lion. I'm happy about that. Congratulations, Charles. Congratulations.
Thanks. Thanks.
Getting it done.
I'm just waiting to sign the papers. They're like,
yeah, just look.
Like, you had me a free medical.
What you like? You got that pen like. Just send me that paperwork, man. Just send me that paperwork. You're working this bitch out. I'm waiting.
Blue or black ink?
No shit. I have a question for you, Charles. Since you got your bigger than the average man picture up, this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch Game of Thrones? Right.
Somewhat, not much.
Somewhat. Okay. On Game of Thrones, there was a character called the Mountain.
Oh, you talking about Half Thor? Yeah, I know.
Half Thor. Yeah.
Like you look like Double Thor to me.
No shit, he looked like a 2-pack Thor.
That's that fucking Viking DNA in him.
Oh shit! So the scene where the Mountain fights, forgetting his first name for some reason, something Martell, right? Where they having a fight, and
is it Dorian
Martell has the Mountain down, and he's trying to get him to say his sister's name that he killed, right?
Yeah.
Now my question was earlier. I don't know how much strength it takes to actually crush a grown man's head with your hands like this. But I figured one of these big Negroes like you specifically was here and been in the military. You might know a little fun fact like that, how much pressure it takes to actually crush a human skull like that.
Well, it doesn't take much to break a bone, but the skull is probably one of the thickest. Yeah. I know the femur is the strongest. Mm-hmm. So it's one of the it takes you have to have like almost pretty much superhuman strength to do it. Mm-hmm. I could probably look it up and find out the exact amount it would take to crush it, but I mean,
I'm thinking 15. But if you look it up, let me know. I'm thinking 15 pounds a square inch or something.
You're gonna make me look that up real quick, and it's funny because it's strength is relative from person to person. Like like if you really think about it, the average American male can bench press 135 pounds. And it's funny.
The small chick, yo. You can get a small chick off you.
You get a small chick. Help! Stop hitting me. No, you can't suck my dick. No, get off me. I'm not the type of boy. But
that's a drunk blonde. Like, fuck off me.
And it's funny because if you're a person who regularly works out, if you're a person who regularly works out or you used to work out at some point, you would think, wow, that's all we could do. But the average guy who's about 5'8", 190 pounds, 180, 94, 95, 190 to 195 pounds, the average guy can only bench 135 pounds. So let's say if your bench press is 500, the heaviest ever lifted was 500 pounds on a bench. That's almost like 3 times what the normal guy could do. So it's like relative. So you're looking at a guy like Half Thor who's competed in like the World's Strongest Man, and I think
he was in World's Strongest Man. He was,
and I think he won one.
Motherfucker, dude. Yeah, you're like he didn't win. Like who won?
I think he tried. He came in
the whole frost giant.
He came in 4th one time. Then he won it, and it was like, good God.
So they asked that question, I guess when that episode actually aired a few years back, and I put the link in the public chat on the stream. But they're saying as little as 520 pounds, but then some Japanese studies are saying as much as 1,200 pounds. But basically, 500.
I believe the Japanese. Just because they got samurais, they might know some shit like that.
But 520.
Too many martial artists on that little island, man. They know how much pressure it takes.
They're saying 520 pounds is that's twice as much as the human hands can muster. And then in one of the examples they brought up too in the article was Khan, Cumberbatch's version of Khan in the Star Trek film that came out a couple years back. Because I guess he crushed, I forgot whose skull he crushed. He crushed the Admiral's skull.
Yeah, that was Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah,
he crushed somebody's fucking dome too. But for me, Benedict Cumberbatch is a small dude. That's just movie shit, right?
Yeah.
The dude playing the mountain, he looked like he could crush a motherfucker's head for real. So even though that's TV shit too, it looks a little bit more believable on his side. Like, that might not even be a stretch for him. So that's why I was asking Charles, because he worked out. It's like, because I'm thinking, for me to crush something like this, if I was just gonna take a fucking cantaloupe and put it between my hands and push it, it's your shoulders, it's the chest, and all this stuff in that back and stuff to get that force in there. That's a lot of weight or muscle, a lot of strength you have to have in those regions to do something like that. And you saying 500? Okay.
I mean, and that's just
divide that by the surface area of your
average head. That was about 520 pounds per square inch. About 520 pounds or 12,000 newtons of force. So I mean, and you got to think that's a lot of pressure to do that to the human skull, because the human skull is actually designed to protect the brain. And you got to think you got people
shit like that. The whole point of it is to resist things like that, like shit falling off. like fuck. Oh, that was gross though. That was a gross death. That was gross as fuck. But I got one more for you guys just to have some fun with some shit. Fair use, motherfucking use. And I'm gonna bring up this clip just because I want to play it.
You say motherfucking fair use.
Yep, fair use.
Just to give, I'll tell you this little tidbit fact after this.
All right, so here we go. Another little clip, just a fun thing to share.
The rich get richer. That's the law of the land. Who belongs to the BM?
It is 7:30.
So who is that?
And where's Mr. Roman?
Well, I'm not a leash, so I don't know, do I? Let me have your attention for a moment. Because you're talking about what? You're talking about bitching about that sale you shot. Some son of a bitch don't want to buy land. Somebody don't want what you're selling. Some broad you're trying to screw, so forth. Let's talk about something important. Are they all here?
All but one.
Well, I'm going anyway. Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. You think I'm fucking with you? I am not fucking with you. I'm here from downtown. I'm here from Mitch and Murray. And I'm here on a mission of mercy. Your name's Levine? Yeah. You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch? I don't gotta listen to this shit. You certainly don't, pal, because the good news is you're fired. The bad news is you've got just 1 week to regain your job, starting with tonight. Starting with tonight's sit. Oh, have I got your attention now? Good. Because we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest. As you all know, first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. Anybody want to see second prize? Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired. You get the picture? You laughing now? You got leads. Mitch and Murray paid good money. Get their names to sell them. You can't close the leads you're given. You can't close shit. You are shit. Hit the bricks, pal, and beat it, because you are going out.
The leads are weak.
The leads are weak. The fucking leads are weak. You're weak. I've been in this business 15 years.
What's your name?
Fuck you. That's my name. You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name. And your name is you're wanting. And you can't play in the man's game. You can't close them. Then go home and tell your wife your troubles. Because only one thing counts in this life. Get them to sign on the line which is dotted. You hear me, you fucking faggots? A, B, C. A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing. AIDA. Attention, interest, decision, action. Attention. Do I have your attention? Interest. Are you interested? I know you are, because it's fuck or walk. You close or you hit the bricks. Decision. Have you made your decision for Christ? An action. AIDA. Get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you going to take it? Are you man enough to take it? What's the problem, pal? You, Moss. You're such a hero. You're so rich. How come you're coming down here and wasting time with such a bunch of bums? You see this watch? You see this watch? Yeah. That watch costs more than your car. I made $970,000 last year. How much you make? You see, pal, that's who I am, and you're nothing. Nice guy? I don't give a shit. Good father? Fuck you. Go home and play with your kids. You want to work here? Close. You think this is abuse? You think this is abuse, you cocksucker? You can't take this. How can you take the abuse you get on a sit? You don't like it? Leave. I can go out there tonight. The materials you got, make myself $15,000. Tonight, in 2 hours, can you? Can you? Go and do likewise. AIDA. Get mad, you son of a bitches. Get mad. You know what it takes to sell real estate? It takes brass balls to sell real estate. Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you. You want to go out on those sits tonight and close, it's yours. Not, you're going to be shining my shoes. And you know what you'll be saying? Bunch of losers sitting around in the bar. Oh, yeah, I used to be a salesman. It's a tough racket. These are the new leads. These are the Glengarry leads. And to you, they're gold. And you don't get them. Why? Because to give them to you is just throwing them away. They're for closers. I wish you good luck, but you wouldn't know what to do with it if you got it. And to answer your question, pal, why am I here? I came here because Mitch and Murray asked me to. They asked me for a favor. I said, the real favor, follow my advice and fire your fucking ass because a loser is a loser. Bunch of fucking nonsense.
Classic.
Classic, boy. He went in on it just a little, because this is an adult stream. When I was younger and watched that scene, I didn't know what those brass balls were. I know those are fucking Kego balls, girls, ladies. Keep your shit tight. If you can hold a brass ball like that in all day, you'll never lose a man. That motherfucker be stuck to you. Like, where we going? Classic scene. I love that fucking scene. He went in on their ass. And he
But
didn't
you know,
actually get really mad, but what he said was pointed, directed strictly at them. Hit them in their
exactly.
Yeah.
And you
kicked
know
them in
what
their
was so?
balls, challenged their manhood,
Yep.
and most of it was calm. My favorite line was like, "What's your name?" "Fuck you" is my name.
No, the
Oh,
best
you
part.
know what?
The best part, real quick. The best part was when he's like, he's like, Mitch Murray asked me for my help. I told him, I said, you should just fire everybody and close the
Fire their
office down.
fucking asses. Yeah, take my advice and fire their fucking asses.
My
I said
fa-
that to my friends before I owned the shop and we were there and it was failing and we were having a conversation. I said that to them. I said, if I owned this place, I'd fire all of us. The nigga was looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? You ain't making me no money. Why are you here? If you're not making me any money, why are you here?
It's funny because that's something a drill sergeant would say. Well, they used to say before they try to water them down.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's funny because to motivate people, I've told people many of times, I don't need to cuss you out or say something insulting. I just need to tell you the truth about yourself. You are a fucking failure. You are so beneath me that an ant has more rank and structure than you.
I've said that, Charles, many a time, is that the reason why I don't waste a lot of time in lying to folks and stuff like that, because the truth is far more damaging. And
Yeah.
people believe you lying just by saying it. So if
And,
I
and
tell you I'm always telling the truth, most people think, oh, you full of shit. That just informs you about them. Like, oh, you dealing with a lot of liars. No, I'm telling you the truth. This is what it is. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. Don't like it.
sometimes you can
But it's
tell a
still
person,
the truth.
it's the Aries in me, but sometimes I tell people, you don't even have the dignity to lie to.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care about your feelings enough to lie to you. Shut up.
But you know what the great thing in that movie, that whole scene is? Alec Baldwin's character read all three of them like in 2 minutes,
Man,
and he
just
just,
like
he just says, "You're Levine, right? Put that fucking coffee down. Coffee's for closers." He didn't care, and Alan Arkin is just sitting there, and he said, "If you don't like it, fucking leave. Hit the bricks."
Yeah.
And he's just telling them, like, if you don't like what I'm saying, but what he's doing is, first of all, he's a guy from downtown.
Mm-hmm.
He's a multi-million-dollar guy from downtown, and Glengarry has to send him uptown to Brooklyn to take care of some bullshit. And like how he said, the favor is, I told Mitch and Murray to fucking fire your asses because you're fucking losers. I'm doing this as a mercy mission. And they're like, well, who the fuck you? And he's telling you, and it's not just the materialistic, it's his attitude. His attitude is only to win. When he puts those acronyms up, when I first saw ABC, I remember I would see this stuff like all around when I would go, like I had my first corporate job. ABC, always be closed. I said, where did I hear that shit from? And then I remember seeing, I kept hearing always be closing. I said, why is Alec Baldwin's face popping in my head? And then I see Larry Glenn Ross again. I'm like, oh shit. And like just hearing that speech makes you feel low, but it makes you really think of like, no. But it goes back to what we were talking about with David Goggins.
Mm-hmm.
You're not finished yet. Like he's literally giving them this pep talk, which it seems like a belittling speech, but he's like, no.
It is
He says
belittling, but it's a humbling speech. Because the more important acronym that he put out there was that AIDA.
IDI, yeah.
Always, action, interest, decision, and action. Because the last one is action. You have to do something. You actually have to fucking do something. The last two are the most important. You need to make a decision and you need to fucking do something. So attention, interest, decision, action. That's the most important. the ABC is important for salesmen, right? Always be or chicks that dudes that's trying to get women, right? The more you talk to, the more you'll be closing them deals, right? That's more important for them. But just in life in general, what you need to be doing, you need to be paying attention. You need to show some damn interest. You need to make a decision, and you need to be fucking moving.
Action.
You need to get in action. Something needs to be happening. If you're not doing those four, you're standing fucking still, I guess. Like Angry Man was talking about a couple of days ago, letting life happen to you and not happening in life.
Mm-hmm.
No, fuck all that. Get it moving. But yeah, that was a motivational speech for your ass.
I mean, even the incentives. He's like, first place prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. Second place prize is a steak set.
Set of steak knives.
Set of steak knives. Yeah, it was such a crazy drop, and then it's like the third place prize, you're fired.
Yeah, third place, you're fired. What?
But can I tell you something? Even the second place prize is a downer. Like, wow.
Yes.
A set of steak knives.
Yes. Look, do you realize on a sales board, if you came in at $1 short of the other person, and they got the Cadillac, which was at that time, which was like 90 something, right? It's a good chunk of change car, right? Probably $80,000 car, something like that. And for a $1 difference, you got steak knives. I'd be mad as shit. I'd be taking them steak knives and trying to kill the nigga that won the Cadillac.
When I first saw the movie, I was like, if I wanted the steak knives, I'm slicing the tires in that Cadillac.
You'll be hostile. Even
you remember The Rock. You remember the movie The Rock, right?
Yes.
Second place, first place you get to fuck the prom queen. Second place you're just the first place loser. So a lot of people don't understand that you gotta be motivated. I gotta light the fire under your ass. Tell you the truth about yourself. Sometimes it's better for me to tell you that you're a loser than to keep, patronizing you. So, and then you gotta think of the bottom line. Your job is to make me money. Yeah. And this is greedy corporate 80s shit. Reaganomics at its best.
Yeah, at that point, I don't even see it as greed. It's just sales. Who in sales wants to be at the bottom of the list in sales? Nobody wants you. Look, if I'm responsible for selling fucking candy bars, nigga, I don't want you to be the only person not selling none of this shit. Yeah. It's just that damn simple. But if I'm the one selling candy bars, I don't want to be the last one either. I want to sell as many of these motherfuckers as I can. Just simple shit. Yeah. It's just simple. It's just you striving to do the best at whatever the fuck it is that you do. If I was a goddamn garbage man, I'd be the one that picked up your cans the quickest. So I got back to the office like, goddamn, he was killing it. Yeah, that's what I do. That's called ambition. That's called your personal drive. Everybody don't have that innately in them to just try to do the best they can at whatever the hell it is that they're doing. Some people need somebody like Alec Baldwin to come in there with the brass ball swinging like a pair of bowlers and kicking you in your ass. Like, you better get going.
Then you got to think about this, right? A lot of times people lose their competitive drive. And you got to get something, either you got it in you or somebody's got to be the catalyst for you. I'll give you an example in the police department. There are some people who are getting promoted not because off of merit, it's a test, which I think is one of the worst things ever, because you write the test, which is a written test. You're telling me they don't have the ability to go say, hey, this person passed. You're telling me even though they get people from other agencies, you're telling me they're not going to be like, hey, this person, if you see their name, hey, give them a few extra points. They're good people. But yet, you got people who get promoted off of that and not merit. So that means you could be a shitty officer and yet get promoted. And usually, if you're a shitty officer, you're not going to miraculously turn into a fucking squared away lieutenant. And then you wonder why your product is lacking. You don't have anybody competitive qualified or even competent enough to carry the next generation of officers through not only victory but fucking safety. And this is the part about the competitive edge. A lot of times people die inside.
Well, I'll use this. I could use carpentry as an example, but I want to use this one as one. If you've ever watched Gordon Ramsay's show Kitchen Nightmares, what is one of the things that the common through line to what happens with these restaurants when they really start going down and it not being good? The person who started the restaurant lost their passion for the shit. They lost their passion for it. And all he does is actually come in there and try to reignite their pilot light of passion in their business, in their restaurant. Because that loss of passion for whatever it is that you're doing, you're not trying to innovate, you're not trying to do it differently, you're not trying to keep pushing yourself. It's like a fucking sickness, dude. It gets into everything. And when you watch that show and watch him walk into these restaurants, these motherfuckers look depressing. Staff is depressing. The owners are depressed. Oh, whatever. Oh, we got one asshole in here. Yeah, but he's the one cooking the food. Fuck that nigga. Kick him the fuck out of there. What you scared of? Well, we probably couldn't get anybody else. Oh my God, dude. What, you think they stopped making people who know how to cook? Get him the fuck out the kitchen. And so it's always Gordon's job to come in there and try to resuscitate the fucking owners and the staff to get them back excited about doing what the fuck it is they chose to do. Nobody drugged them in here off the street and said, here, hold this menu and put this apron on. You're a waiter, you're the major D, and you're the cook. Let's get it. That's not what happened. Everybody came and applied for this fucking job. This is what they chose to do. But they're choosing to do it badly. And nobody gives a fuck enough above them to make them do it good. Or do it better. That's the problem. It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere in anything you do. For me, that samurai philosophy is important. Whatever you do, you're supposed to try to perfect it. You're supposed to do it the best you can and perfect doing that. If you can't put that kind of effort into doing that shit, then why the fuck are you doing it? What's wrong with you? You think a bunch of bullshit work is what you want to turn out in this world? No, we ain't here for that. That's not what you're here for. You're not here to turn out a bunch of bullshit. Fuck that. Make it worth the time that you spend in doing it. At the very least. At least somebody else's time to watch the shit. Or patronize it. I don't know. So on that note, before I let you guys respond, let me go ahead and get to these people who actually have donated to the channel. I have neglected them for too long. I apologize. First one goes out to the Malika Me Bane. He said, all praise to the mighty Crom. Crom is going to do big things in 2023. Crom for president. Appreciate you, Malika. I will give you that 3B salute. Next one goes out to JT from Fracture Comics. He said, for the guts and butts. Appreciate you, JT. You're going to get a little bit more than guts and butts, man. So I'm going to give you, because you asked for it, the guts and butts. Appreciate you.
Double up. 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lie. Run it up. Never let a hard time what it was.
And
money for the crowd, double lag. Pussy on fat, double lag. 100 on the sack, double that. Block like a ghost town, still double bag.
Right. The next one goes out to Aqua Techie. Appreciate your Aqua Boogie, baby. Number one wrench in the building. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you. Now, Aqua Techie, you got a pop bottle. I wasn't being funny. I actually sent that one. You ever see some kissy faces coming from me? That was a fucking mistake. Just
Wow.
know that. Unless it's Artie Edmore, I do that shit.
I thought you were gonna play "Never Learn to Swim."
Never learned. That'd be a good clip to have. You should have that. Art Newstooler, you should have that one. Never learned to swim. All right. Uh-oh. Somebody jumped on the board. This motherfucker. Shout out to No One the Package, man. He said cash apps are for closers. Yes, cash apps are for closers. Thank you, No One. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate it. You fucked up, No One, because now if I was gonna be hella self-conscious, I'll start thinking about this. Like, I'm not getting as many cash apps as some bigger channels. I'm not closing. I'm a fucking loser. Fucking hell, that was hilarious, dude. Good one, No One. Good joke. Good start off joke for 2023. You know, cash apps is for closers for 2023. Funny motherfucker. All right, so what y'all got? What else y'all got? What did you bring to the table, Negro? The most powerful Negro in the Negro man.
Comic books are for winners and closers.
Comic books are for winners and closers.
I'm more so of a guy on my way to the one gig, waiting for the other one, the big one, career number 2 to start up. And it's funny how that art form of acting, but also that speech is trying to be watered down because we just have these weakened, I guess, males. I'm like, well, I've looked at so many documentaries in the military. Well, you know, there's no reason to degrade and talk about. And I'm like, nigga, you do know you're signing up to go to war on behalf of the country.
It makes my heart feel so much better. Look, all of that shit, Charles, this is my opinion because I haven't been in the military, right? Raised in a military family, but I have not been into the military, right? All of that shit is just women trying to come into that really heavy and trying to put cushions and pink curtains up in the military so they can be more comfortable when they get there.
Yeah,
because they don't want to have to be yelled at or challenged.
Yeah,
Man,
that's all because they're just
fuck you.
I hate it.
You got to go to war. That's not nice and cushy. What the fuck?
And I'm looking at it. They want to go to Ranger School and Green Beret School, not because they want to do the work, but they want the acclaim.
They want the acclaim. It's the same thing with going into the police force. You know this because you've been there. Do you think half of those chicks that's there, probably 2/3 of the chicks that's getting into the police force, actually want to do the fucking job, or are they there for the benefits and the money?
I don't even think they're there for the benefits and money. I'm thinking they're there for the available
loose dick. Yeah,
for the
nice
available dick. That's all.
Yeah,
and I
nice sticks.
told them. I said, "You motherfuckers." And one time I was pissed, and I said this to a group of officers. I said, "You know what? I'm not a kiss ass type of dude, and I'm not a female. I'm not trying to be protected, and I ain't sucking dick to get a cuffy position. Take that how you like it." I said, and they were like, "That's fucked up to say." I said, "This is fucked up."
No,
I said, "This is fucked up. A bunch of you motherfuckers are going to progress harder than the hardest working people here. You know why? Because you got a pretty face, a nice ass, or you kiss the asses of the people in charge. You have no integrity. You have no dignity. I don't trust you."
Right.
And it's like that now. It's like you want a participation trophy, but you don't want to hire the best person.
Yeah, you don't want to participate.
You get the fucking results you get. And
what was that line from A Few Good Men that God damn it, Jack Nicholson is saying? He said, "What you can't accept is that the fact that what he did probably saved lives."
Yeah.
These people you let them get in there under, maybe she was boffing a sergeant in front of her or something like that, or just diversity hire, all that shit. That is not making anybody safe on the street.
Like I'm gonna tell you what's
nobody.
I'm gonna tell you
what's gonna be out there saving a goddamn soul.
I'm gonna
so
tell
why
you
are they there?
I'm gonna tell you what's really sad to look at the military and police departments, and it's starting to go into the fire department. You should not see overweight first year officers, soldiers, and firemen. You should not see that. You
I
should
thought that was
agree.
the funniest thing I saw on a military base. An overweight soldier. I said, "They make those? The fuck are
Like
you doing here? Isn't PT required?"
and
Like, holy cow!
you shouldn't see that as a
You got
person.
holy polies and fatigues? What the fuck is going on here?
There's people I know, both men and women, who are in their mid 40s, still look like they're in their late 20s because they work out so goddamn rigorously. And I'm like, how the fuck? But this what happens to the participation trophy generation. You don't want to be competitive. You don't want to be this. You don't like. I remember I had a female also tell me, "Faulkner, what you do so much? I keep motherfuckers from like you forget your ass whoop. That's
No
why I'm
shit.
important here." I said, because guess what? I'm like Thor in Marvel. I'm Superman in DC. When your cop needs a cop.
Yeah, your backup's backup. Like, goddamn, dude. Call for backup. Officer Lindsay showed up on the scene. What happened? Officer Lindsay called for backup. Like, goddamn it.
Yeah. Like
Then they
there's
sent in Charles. Like,
there's people. The most honorable thing you can hear from another cop is that you could have 5 people in the car, and if they see a certain cop, they like, yeah, send me a couple more people.
mhm.
If they see just you and they said, oh, we good, that means, oh, such and such here, oh, we good.
Yeah.
It's
No
just gonna
shit.
be five beat up motherfuckers on the ground. But
Do we
but
need
that
additional units? Nah, just send me Faulkner. Just send me
but
Faulkner.
that's I can say that about my boy Jason Lee. If he's calling for backup, you sending in SWAT because this motherfucker don't call for anybody.
He don't call for shit.
And that's also
He don't-
shout out to
he don't
Jason
call
Lee
for-
because shout out to
no shit.
Jason Lee because he's the motherfucker who got me smoking cigars.
Well, you don't call for nothing but another cigar, huh?
He's a trained boxer and he's a single dad. When people want to talk about Manosphere heroes, this guy had to sell his house, his first house, when he caught his wife cheating, went into foreclosure. This man worked overtime, worked out, took care of his daughter, and got a house that's twice as much as the house in value to the first one, and raising his daughter single. So that's one of my heroes that I pay homage to, the man. And matter of fact, he's so smooth, we call him the Black James Bond.
But James Bond wasn't black. Always was black in my mind. With a British accent. Kind of look like Idris Elba for some reason. I don't know. I just say that just because everybody's saying he's too old to play James Bond. Oh, he's not a 50, isn't he? Let him decide that shit. Y'all need to stop that ageism in Hollywood. They ain't really doing the shit. They acting.
I mean, Idris Elba, that's the one thing about being black. You don't really look your age anyway.
No.
Like, goddamn, artist, what are you, like 50?
Motherfuckers always think I'm younger than I am. When I tell them how old they are, they usually shocked as shit. Like, whoa. Like, yeah, that pact with the devil actually works. We got the quickening, motherfucker. Like, shit. Don't worry about it. We black. You're not gonna show it like that.
I'm not gonna lie. Adrian Paul still look great, man.
Some people got it. Some people don't. It's a blessing.
I really do think he does get the quickening.
He probably does. At least his lady do. She get that quickening. The spine. Like I said, beware loser energy and complacency. Complacency is loser energy. I told you what my one of my forefathers in construction, the guy who got me into construction, Ron Hamilton, right, brother, who went to school. He wasn't satisfied with just swinging a hammer. He actually was a journeyman carpenter, went to school, got all his construction management and shit like that out the way. He was actually superintendents on jobs that I was on. What he told me when I called him, when I turned out, not in the whole sense, pause, as a journeyman, when I became journeyman, stopped being an apprentice, became a journeyman, I called him and asked and told him, you know, I turned out, I'm a journeyman now. And I asked him for advice, and he said, just don't get stagnated. That was his advice. Don't get stagnated, because stagnation is that complacency. That's what makes you lose your passion for doing shit, because you're not being challenged and you're not pushing yourself. That is the worst place you want to be in as a man. You always want to be pushing yourself. If you got comfortable, like Angry Man has said it many a times, you need to upset your comfort at times. You need to be uncomfortable. You get really comfortable, you might want to shake that shit up a little bit. You might want to pick it up a bit. Chicks want to be comfortable because they can only dwell in the environment where it's cushy, where everything is already taken care of. That's why they don't see the long-term big picture of things, the work it takes to put in to get these things. They only like the house when it's built. It has, full heat and all the rest of this shit. But if you out there in the mud saying, I'm gonna build a house right here and it's gonna be beautiful once I'm done, they'll wait till it's finished to come back. They ain't gonna be out there helping you in the mud. Fuck that. Not a lot of them. There are some, but those are few and far between. Lucky if you find them. The rest of them gonna be waiting for you to finish the work and then come along and try to redecorate. Oh, this is off. What did you do to the floor? It feels if you feel that, it feels like it's out of level. Bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of here. Called you here. Fucking you, Martha Stewart? Get the hell out of here. I think of that because I had a chick this week at a resident's house complaining because the heater was not working correctly and it was cold. And their thing to get somebody to come immediately was like, we have a young baby in the house. And I'm sitting there thinking about it. It's like, damn, I wonder what they did back in the 1800s when it was cold and they were sleeping in fucking tents or a log cabin with no heater. I wonder what they did. I wonder how they survived. How did these children even grow up? Amazing. You mean they didn't have, thermals, thick clothes, hoodies, Ugg boots, electric power, insulated walls, blankets, beds, bedspreads, electric blankets, all this other shit. They didn't have none of that other shit, but the kids somehow survived with a little bit of cold. You mean the temperature wasn't 70 degrees in the house the whole time? Oh my fucking God. How did the children survive? How did you make it here? Amazing. Like, get the fuck out of here. Ooh.
They had parents with common sense.
Well, it's like that.
They made stronger people, apparently.
It's like that scene in Chernobyl when they're trying to get the miners to come in and swim down and dig out that to prevent the toxic water to hit from hitting the groundwater. And he tells me he'll do it because it needs to be done. People did things because they needed to be done, not because they necessarily wanted to do it.
No shit. That's usually doing what needs to be done. Do you like it? No, but it's not about me liking it. It's about it needs to get fucking done. Yeah. I don't have to like it to get it done. We need to dig out this latrines, Charles. I don't like doing this shit, but it needs to be done because I don't want my piss backing up around my ankles.
Exactly.
Just saying. So let's get this latrine dug out so y'all can piss over here. So I don't want to be smelling it. I really don't.
That was funny because, like what David Goggins said, he said, "Do you think I like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and going for a run?"
Yeah.
He said, "There's many a day when I stare at my sneakers and I walk back and forth and I pace and realize, why am I doing this?" And that voice inside of my head said, "This is what we do."
Yeah, this is what we do. Well, the other thing that he said that I thought was interesting, he was talking about Tish, right, his wife, and that he's happy with having her there because it can be a detriment to you to have somebody there who doesn't motivate you like that. That he says when he wakes up and he's thinking about hitting that alarm, she'll be the one saying you need to get up and go run. She's making sure he stays on his purpose. And it's different. And when I was reading that in the book, I was thinking about it. That was exactly what I had with my ex-wife at times. I would wake up late. It's like, oh shit, it's cold. I need to be out of here. She wouldn't wake me up. She heard the alarm too. She didn't give a fuck. And to me, I took that as you don't give a fuck about me doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You don't give a fuck about me making this job on time that pays for all this shit. You don't give a fuck about me in general. You heard the alarm. You just rolled over and went your ass back to sleep. You don't even give a fuck about making sure I'm getting to where I need to be. Then you ain't fucking here for me. You here for you and your own creature comforts. Fuck me if I wake up on time or get to do what I need to be getting done. You don't care. It don't matter. That shit will bother you. That's how resentment starts in a relationship. If you know what I do is important, it needs to happen, and maybe one day I'm not completely rested or whatever, or not getting up on time, and you don't try to rouse me up, you don't give a fuck. And at that point, I shouldn't actually give a fuck about you. At this age, I understand that. I shouldn't actually give a fuck about you either. You just want the benefits. You don't give a fuck about the work it takes to get it. No, fuck you. You ain't the right person. I need the person that's gonna be like, no, you should get up and get going. And they like, get out the bed. It's cold. It's cold. Just go to fucking work. No, it's not that. It's just like they understand that what you do is important, and it's important for you. And their job is to actually be that good helpmate to make sure you stay on your purpose like you are. They can be there, but they can help you serve your purpose.
Remember in Rocky 3, where they're on the beach and Adrian has that talk with Rocky, and she says to him, she says, "Can I talk to you?" And she asked him, "Well, what's the matter?" And he's like, "Well, what do you mean, what's the matter?" She said, "Because you're not the man that I knew." She says, "Of course I'm not." He says, "No, you were just never afraid of anything. You took things on right then and there." I remember hearing that as a kid, and also remember hearing as an adult. She knew him that he was not afraid to take things on. But then she also checked him and she said, "If you don't want this, I can understand, then leave it behind. But if you don't want this and you're going to allow this to eat you up and keep eating you up, it's going to hurt everyone around you. It's going to hurt you, it's going to hurt me, and it's going to hurt your son and affect the people that you love." And she kept poking her, asking him, "What was it?" And he said he was afraid. And she says, "Okay, I accept that you're afraid." But she said, "If you don't learn how to fight your fears, you're not going to learn how to get over this." And that's what a real good woman in your corner has. She knew who he was. She was always in his corner. And even in the movie when he was fighting Tommy Gunn, she cared about him. And even when the other movie, when he goes to her grave, he knew that was his confidant. And he would talk to her and she would give him that pep speech and had his back because she knew him. And this is what you have. And this is where you, like you said, David Goggins' wife said, "Get up." She knows him. She knows that he's that man, that fighter, that dude. That's the man she fell in love with. Not just David Goggins, the guy that can do all. No, the man that you are inside.
See, I don't know how far you are into the book. Never finished yet, but you'll get to one of the evolutions, and I believe it's evolution number 6, where he talks about the people that you have in your foxhole. When he gets to that analogy of what he means by that, Tish is one of those people that he has in his foxhole, and it's people that are around him that help push him forward, that will help him fight the fight that he's fighting and help push him forward. They're not there to be a drain; they're there to be a help to him. And he said, those are the people you have in your foxhole. The people in your foxhole ain't just the ones you was born into. No, because there's family that'll leave your ass stuck in a lurch any day of the week.
Yes, sir.
It's not that. It's the people that you find in your life that will actually help you keep you moving forward, understand who you are, and will be an asset to you to keep you have your ass in gear and moving forward, and not just sitting there. No, just stay here with us in the foxhole. It's bullets out there. No, let's just all stay here together in a sympathy circle jerk. No, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Let's go. Let's get this fight on. We're gonna die here. Stay here too long. No, let's move.
Realizing that they're not holding you back for you, they're holding you back for their own personal satisfaction.
Exactly.
That codependency is a motherfucker.
Codependency is a motherfucker.
Hey, which one should I get first? The Can't Hurt Me or the Never Finish? Or do
Can't Hurt Me.
Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah, Can't Hurt Me first.
I'm currently reading
Never Points. So I'm gonna use some of these Amazon Audible points I got.
Yeah. Use the Audible points. I use the motherfuckers.
I'm currently reading Never Finished right now. I just got to evolution number 2, so I'm
I'm on chapter 2.
Yeah, I will usually buy the hardcover book and buy the audiobook now because BGS turned me on to audiobooks, really giving it a try, and I actually like the shit, right? So because I work with my hands most of the time, right? But I work solo. So I can have my earbuds in and listen to a book while I'm working. And I still relate to everything as I read it. Even if I heard it audio, I try to make sure you guys know I listen to the audio book, but I actually have the tangible copy too. Because like The Mad Knot and Ratchet's Rouge. Not the Ratchet's Rouge. No, that one is on digital, but it's not audio. I have the audio. No, it's not the audio book. It's the Kindle version. I have both. I have the hardcover copy, and then I have the digital copy. And I'll do both because I'm still tactile media person. I will buy the actual book. So I have the actual book and still listen to the audio book. Right? And still go back and read the book and make my underlines and notes and shit like that because shit like this gets a lot of work, my nigga. From a dude like me, if you don't know what these are, you don't read enough books. Because I will sticky note, underline, tab, a page, highlight. Motherfucker, look. My highlighter is always on deck. Why? Because I read and I underline the fuck out of shit. That's why my books have my name in it because they my books. I couldn't give it away to you because I like them quotes. So I'm sorry. I ain't giving them away. You're going to have to sell them when I'm dead.
Yeah, I only got into Audible when I was still working at Target, and I would have to, when I was staying extra hours working in the back of the store, restocking shit and working pools and all that other stuff, and I'd be killing like three or four or five tubs of that shit. And like they'd be like, "God damn, how you clean this out?" I said, "Look, I turned the music on, or I got into audiobooks and just listened to this shit for 3 hours, and I'm done."
Yep.
That's what I do at work, man. I either like I'll put an audio book on. That's how I Never Hurt Me. That's how I finish. I didn't finish Never Hurt Me in 2 days. And then I started listening to it again. I said, okay, you second time is better, man. So I said, all right. So
well, I'll tell you one thing about audiobooks that made me upset. And it's a minor thing. It's just me. When I was younger, I went to Christian school and we used to have reading comprehension lab, right? And in the reading lab, it would be a book or passages.
I'm gonna hit you guys up later, man.
All right, Charles.
All right, Charles.
Congrats. That was the Charles Faulkner Jr. The Woo Beast has left the building. We're safe. Voltron can disband because the Woo Beast is gone. But I used to go into the reading comprehension lab, right? And everybody had to do it. And in the reading lab, it was this spool and it had tape on it. And it was a book or lines of a book, right? And it would roll at a certain speed. So you had to actually read that line before it scrolled up and was gone, right? Then you have to write your little stuff afterwards. But what it did was it improved your reading speed, right? How quickly you can read through passages and stuff like that. It's all Bible shit anyway, right? But what it did was it trained me to figure out how fast I was reading and how quickly I can get through a book. Now, when Audible came around, the good thing is that it told you how long it took to get through this book, right? So it'll say 8 hours. It's like, oh shit, I got 8 hours. I can listen to this book for 8 hours, a work day, right? But it kind of pissed me off because I started thinking about it. If I read this book and it took me longer than 8 hours, that means I'm reading fucking slow again. It pissed me off. It's like, yeah, you just put a cap on how fast it is I'm reading. Don't be trying to shame me, motherfucker. Let me read when I feel like it. At the speed I feel like. Like now there's a number out there, right? Now I know there's a number out there how long it takes to read this book. It's like with Skyrim. I was perfectly content playing Skyrim as long as I was playing this shit until I found out it was only a 40-hour game and I had already logged like 60 hours in that bitch. Fuck you. I didn't even know we're close to finishing this game. It's too much fun. I don't want to hear that shit. It's too much fun. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, I gotta hop down. Thanks for having me up, Artisan.
No problem. Pragmatic. Appreciate you coming up.
All right, peace.
That
Peace,
book.
like a, peace.
I got a question to ask you.
All right.
Especially if y'all going through that never finished audio book, yeah. Let's Man, we can stream up on that one. We can form up on
Yeah,
that.
I'm down with that, man. You should do that, man. Have a
'Cause that
little Oprah reading artisan.
little reading group discussion.
Yeah,
You have a question for me, Malika, or for Artisan?
artisan.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
What you cooking tonight, man?
Tonight I actually cooked the night before while I was at work. I did a little bit of meal prep. I was on the phone chatting with my son, and I had some pollock, and I had some rice that I wanted, some yellow rice. So I made 2 dishes of pollock and yellow rice. So lemon pepper, pollock, and yellow rice. Made that. Put one in the container. Put the other one in the container, and then ate clam chowder that night and some other shit, right? So when I came home tonight, I still had one of those containers of pollock and yellow rice. So I'm probably having that and something else because I've been having a craving for fucking peanut butter and jelly, nigga. I'm serious. Wow. Weird. I want some rib sticking food, so I want my peanut butter and jelly with that Concord grape.
Okay.
I just feel like having it.
You hear me?
Feel like it. What you say, Beasley? You muffling yourself.
With an ice cold glass of milk.
I'm getting older now. I'm starting to get that lactose shit. So I have almond milk, but shit, as much as I drink milk nowadays, the shit will go bad before I ever touch it. I have a whole half gallon of this shit. I have to throw it away because it sat in there for so long because I never touched it. I drink very little milk at all nowadays. But with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, milk is delicious unless you got some Kool-Aid, my nigga. They need some grape drink. Grape drink. But Aquateki say, must be nice to get a solid 3 hours interrupted. Joker's always interrupted me on my job to solve their crisis for the moment. Yeah, their emergency, Tuesday. Yeah, that shit. It's an emergency right now. It's not an emergency. It's not even urgent. And trust me, I get that shit all the time now, especially on call, because these calls either come in as urgents or emergencies. When I get there and see what it is, if it's not an emergency, I'm kind of looking at you crazy, like,
really?
Emergency. This defies the explanation of an emergency. This is not it. This is not what an emergency is. Take the battery out. Like change the battery. The lights went off in the kitchen because I used the air fryer and the microwave at the same time. You flipped the fucking breaker, idiot. Yeah. See this thing? See these orange indicators? That means it's off. Turn it on. And stop doing that, dummy. Oh God. God bless him. Because that was one of the calls I had last night when I had to get off the stream. Mm-hmm. That was one of them. And the guy is nice. His family is nice. They haven't been here that long, right? And he was like, he wanted to learn, right? This is what they do. They call you out to fix some shit. Then they want to learn how to do it. No, I don't want you fucking with it. So he said, no, show me so I know the next time so I have to call you. I was like, oh, fuck no, don't do that. Messing up my money. Like, oh, I didn't know you get paid on every call? Yeah. What the fuck you doing? No, I'm not telling you so you can mess up my free money. No. I'm not doing that. No, you still call somebody. Learn how to do it and still call somebody.
I agree.
No, that ain't your job. Just don't. I don't need you learning a little bit how to do something and then fucking it up worse. No, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, PB&J always hit the spot. Ain't that right, Toya? Yeah, man shit. Yeah, it was man shit. And I don't try to do this. I really don't. But I had that moment, Malika, where you go into somebody's house and you fix something that the man said he didn't know how to fix, and you fix it really quickly in front of his lady, and he feel like ashamed, like, I didn't try to do it to you, dude. I really didn't. I really didn't.
Can I tell you something, man?
It was an easy fix. Just was an easy fix. What did you do?
What?
fucked up your manhood. Apparently, I'm sorry. Let me leave.
I had an incident. I had a few incidents like that at work, right?
Mhm.
You know, people coming to drop stuff off at the shop, right? And there was a guy, he couldn't lift anything up.
Mhm.
So I came over and they were like, "Oh, it's a little heavy." I said, I can do heavy." And I lifted up, and the woman was like, "Oh, okay, Hercules, Hercules." And the man kind of had that look on his face, like,
Like, fuck you.
you know, kind of like Pac-Man.
That's because you was a slave, nigga.
And I picked it up, and it was just funny. And part of me kind of felt bad for dude now, and I wasn't trying to show off on him, but it was just like, okay.
Yeah, you never look. I've done that many a times because I'm a tall dude, but people don't look at me thinking I'm hella strong. I got the shoulders and stuff like that, but they don't think about that shit, right? So they see stuff. Oh, I can't get it. I said, I'll get it for you. Oh no, it's so heavy. It's like, oh shit, it's light as hell to you. It's like, yeah, it's not really heavy. Where do you want it? They be looking at me like this nigga just picked up a whole house. It's not really heavy. It's okay. You know, I look at it like that unbreakable moment, like, nigga, I was actually really strong. I was actually superhuman. You just didn't know it. Like, just regular size. I just don't use it all the time. It's just what it is. Yeah, I don't be trying to mess up people's worldview like that, but I did see the dude. He did shrink a little bit, like his dick crawled up inside him a little bit, like he tucked it a little bit. Like I wasn't trying to do it to you, dude. It just is what it is. It was just an easy fix. It was more like just a push of a button kind of situation. It was like, oh fuck, I couldn't figure it out.
Man, like I don't check. It wasn't like,
Oh,
it was like,
that's what it was. I told you guys about this. It was the water heater. It was the tankless water heater. He couldn't get it to work. He had been trying it. And I came, and in less than a minute, I came out there and pushed the button and held it in, and the shit started, and I'm like, it's done. And he was taking his head because he'd been fucking with it for a while. And then I showed up and did that shit in less than a minute. And then his wife and his little kid came out there.
You know what that was a metaphor of? You know what that was a metaphor of?
What?
He's been trying to get his wife off, and you come in, and just in a few minutes, you got his wife off.
Came in there with these two fingers.
Yeah.
Done. Done, son. What did you do? That's what I did. Scout's honor.
Exactly. He gave him to live long and prosper.
Yeah, live long and prosper.
And then you turned around and gave him the nano.
I just gave him the friendly neighborhood.
No one said you just standing at the dude like F you and thinking his wife might be getting moist. They do. They do. Like now be asking about this shit.
Because you come in and fix shit.
No, nobody comes on to me.
You know what you did? You know what you did, man? You know what you did in those few moments? You turned him into the cuck.
Episode name 2 Fingers. But that was that motherfucker last night who wanted to be fucking chatty catty at fucking midnight. Him and his dumbass daddy standing in there. I can't stand people who get smart after you and fix the shit. If you were so fucking smart, why didn't you fix this shit and keep me from coming out here so I can go to sleep? But as soon as I got it fixed, now you got all the information on what's wrong and what need to be fixed. Man, shut the fuck up. Wasn't your dumbass sitting in the house when he called? Fucking idiot. That shit pissed me off. Like, don't get smart now. Don't get smart.
After the fact.
Yeah, after the fact. After it's not useful. Now you got all these ideas of what's wrong and what could possibly be it. As soon as I walk outside, you trying to tell him in his ear and whisper to him, no, it was probably this. I mean, shut the fuck up. If you knew what it was, you would have fixed it.
Exactly.
But you didn't. So shut up now. I came in there looking at that motherfucker like he was pissing in my sandbox. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Shut the fuck up.
I would have got up and said, you want to fix it? Go ahead.
Nah. He felt that shit coming off of me because I was kind of heated like that because that's hella disrespectful to me. That's hella disrespectful to me, right? So when I came in, I was looking at his ass in his eyes, and he wouldn't sat his ass down. Like, yeah.
You gave him the daddy look.
I did give him the daddy look because, mind you, I still have to wear my mask when I'm in these people's houses, right? So I got my mask on and my beanie on, and it's dark, right? So you just see in my eyes, and they were not gentle. They were not gentle.
So you gave him that scorpion fucking look, basically.
Oh, yes, I did. Someone say finish him. Someone say finish him. Better back up because I hear
Come here.
Yeah, I hear Toasty Man queuing up. Toasty.
Did you give him the scorpion look, or the Ice Cube look, or the Robert De Niro look from Goodfellas?
Wait. I got the look. Here's the look right here.
Oh.
Look, that heavy breath, like, don't make me say words. Don't make me say words. Don't make me say words. Don't make me have to say words to you. Shut up. You don't know shit. If you did, you would have fixed it. But you didn't. That's why I'm here.
I'm even
as soon as
worse
I fixed
when
it,
I got
then they was ready for me to go.
They said they was ready for you to go.
Now you scared, right? I just came here and fix your whole situation for you, but now you scared because it's after midnight and I'm a nigga in your house. Now you scared.
Yeah.
Now you want to push me out the door. You and your chick can shut the fuck up. Fuck both of y'all.
After midnight,
yeah.
No niggas can't stay in our home.
Yeah, it turned into a sundown house. Okay, you fixed it. Yeah. That's good. You can leave. You rushing me out the door now. But that's what it is.
Because I getting your wife all moist and shit.
Because she all moisty. that shit. I love that little display talking about acting with Samuel L. Jackson in The Hateful Eight, where he was talking to that general about his son doing shit, and he's just sitting there, just looking at him, just fucking with him. I was like, that is so wrong. That is so wrong. He did that shit on purpose. That shit was like well acted because he was just really trying to entice that motherfucker. Like, you want to grab that pistol? Go on and grab it. Yeah, you want to know what your son did? Oh, God, he wanted to shoot that motherfucker so bad, but he needed him to draw first. Just go for it. Like,
I kind of just fast forward past that part. I'll be like, oh, come on. I don't want to see that shit.
I don't want to see that shit, but look, because it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, I will take that pause because I had to watch a black dude getting fucked in his ass by some white dude. So I'll take that as a fair play. It's like, okay,
that part too.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, I didn't like that part in Pulp Fiction. And mind you, I was a teenager when that came out, sitting in the movie theater with my homeboy, godfather to my kids, watching this. It's like, oh, please don't. I don't think, is this gonna happen? Like, oh man, what the fuck? What the fuck? First the crying game, now this, nigga. Look, man, I'm not ready for this shit. I'm not ready for this. No, that's not what I was looking forward to seeing, but it happened. So we get to all these years later, and he doing a Hateful Eight, and some white dude had to suck him off. Fuck him. Yeah, get the gummy mouth. Let it. Yeah, funny as hell. I'm laughing too. Right along with Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, fuck you. Because look, it's just as big of an insult as seeing some big old buff black dude getting fucking plowed under by some white dude. No, same shit. Yeah, suck on it.
Now that you think about it, that's the only.
It was warm.
That's the only reason why I typically give that scene a pass as well, because it's because of that. Going back to the Pulp Fiction, I was like, okay, I had to see this shit in Pulp Fiction. This is a little bit of playback, so I'm like, but still.
Yeah, it's still. I'm not saying I find the scene like, oh, it ain't turning me on. Nigga, I'm not into that shit. I told you, I'm a card carrying lesbian. Part of the National Brigade.
For these.
I will march in the parade and hold the banner. Just saying.
Now for these new age,
I understand that shit happen.
Now for these new age motherfuckers, it might. So,
well, whatever. That's their business. It ain't for me. Just so you know, whatever you're selling, I'm not buying. You will not be closing here. You will not be closing here. You hitting the bricks, sir. You will not get. This is the Glengarry lead, and you ain't getting those. That Glengarry lead, you will not get these here. But Malika and pieced out in the background. He said he'll be back. He must be trying to warm up his food. Oh my God! So what other news you got? Because I did pull up this article that you gave me. Thank you for that. I am going to read it. I just haven't read it yet because fucking New York Times is crazy as shit. I found the article, right? Pulled up the article, got the whole article, and then Google wanted to ask me, "Oh, do you want to sign in as artisan MC?" I'm like, "Sure." And right after I did that, they closed the article off and said, "You need to subscribe to such." I was like, "Man, fuck you."
Yeah, that's why I said I was trying to find the article because when I found it, it was fucking New York Times, and they want to make people pay. I said, "Why? Because ain't nobody reading your shit
I'm
now."
not signing up for the New York Times. Nigga, don't you put this paper out every week, every day? Fuck you. No, especially not online. What you talking about? Oh, my loving ears. What are you talking about? Because I will fuck somebody's ear.
Pause.
Fuck your ears up. Fuck your ears up. If your ears are sensitive, don't bring them around me.
Yeah. Going back to what you said about, when we're talking about the movies and the success rate, and it's like, where the fuck did this Dwayne Johnson hate come from all of a sudden?
That's the same thing I said. Like, them motherfuckers must have been sitting on that shit for a while. Because they too reveling. They reveling like at that shit like the motherfuckers in not of Mice and Men, but Lord of the Flies around the fire. Kill the Rock, kill the Rock. Like, dude, how much hatred can you have for one dude and one movie that ain't about shit?
A dude
Where
that
did
was
that come from? You just
a
tired of
dude that
seeing
was
him?
yeah, a dude that was liked and loved by everybody. Nobody
Yeah.
had a problem with The Rock. All now they saying somebody that was from a former part of his team don't like him. I'm like, where this shit come
What?
from?
Yeah, where is this Rock hate all of a sudden? Like, what the fuck is that? Who? And the only thing I can pin it on, Beastly, is the fact that he said he was changing the hierarchy of power in the DC universe, and they got mad about that shit. They're like, dude, he brought Henry back for you. What you upset about? Oh no, he was just doing that to sell his shitty movie. He was doing that for the fans because he thought the fans would like to see it. Which, hello, yeah, I would like to see Black Adam fight fucking Man of Steel. That'd be cool because I know Shazam was going to get his ass kicked. And I like Zachary Levi. And I did think it was funny that I did a stream about Zachary Levi ass not leaving. And then the next day, that motherfucker was fired too. I was like, ooh, it's going to be a white Christmas. He ain't coming to your ugly sweater party, is he?
And so basically, only two things we got coming out from DC is the Flash movie and the Blue Beetle movie, which was the only thing I was looking for anyway.
I'm not really into the Blue Beetle. I'm not. I thought it was interesting that his last name is Reyes, like the new Ghost Rider's Robbie Reyes. I was like, oh, that's the only thing they know of when they're trying to make a Latino character, Reyes. All right. I guess it could have used Garcia or something like that too. But all right, whatever the fuck. So I know Blue Beetle as a character, but I'm not that damn interested in him. I'm really not. So like, it's whatever. I'll watch it because it's a geek property. It's a comic book property. I'll watch it just to give my opinion on it. But I'm not waiting with bated breath to have a Blue Beetle just because he's a Latino.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever the fuck. You just saw what the MCU did with the Latino Namor. Come on, man. Fucked up that whole movie with that dumb shit. What did he say? No one said, how could you not like Dwayne franchise Viagra Johnson? Yeah. Look, you can. That's why I don't. It doesn't make any sense. The Rock has had a very successful career making a lot of big budget movies. And the only thing I can equate this level of all of a sudden hatred for him to is the hatred all of a sudden for Will Smith when he started putting his kids in movies. Like After Earth, which is critically a terrible movie.
Well, that was probably one of the better Midnight Shyamalan movies.
Yeah. Most people you don't even know that shit that is M. Night Shyamalan directed that movie. Get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith is in it, who at that point was a box office gold, nigga. Whatever you put him on was selling. He got his son in it, and you mad about that? Why? Why are you mad about him, a black man with his son in a movie, teaching him how to be a man and how to conquer his fear? God damn, that would have made an awesome Green Lantern movie. What are you upset about in that shit? They killed that movie. They tell you all day long how terrible that movie was. It was a failure. I don't know. I love that movie. My son loved that movie. He saw it when he was a teenager. Loved it. I don't see what the hell y'all was seeing, what you was upset about. And I like M. Night Shyamalan movies, no matter how many motherfuckers say they hate this shit. I like his movies. Watch Old. I bet it make you get your ass to the gym. But you start checking on your fucking last will and testament, making sure you got your shit in order. I bet you it will. That'll fucking
He's
work.
got a new one coming too.
Yeah. He got one on Apple TV. I didn't even know it was out. I have to watch it. He made some stuff for Apple TV. Straight to them. I was like, oh shit, M. Night? I gotta watch it, homie. You've been good with me for a long time. Before Unbreakable. Like, so I'm not shitting on M. Night Shyamalan at all. Not. So you put Will Smith, M. Night Shyamalan, sci-fi movie, black lead, teaching his son how to be a man, and that's supposed to be a terrible movie? Well, that was the only place I saw this same level of hatred turn on a lead actor, a box office starring lead actor, until The Rock in Black Adam, which, interestingly enough, is giving some manhood lessons in this shit too. And it's a black lead. Interesting. Some parallels there, isn't there? I'm like, so get the fuck out of here. You mean between all that shit that came out that was bad? Look, they still saying Wakanda Forever was bad, but if you just went on numbers, Wakanda Forever making $800-something million right now. And they telling you that was a failure. And the person I'm listening to reporting said he admittedly didn't like the first movie and don't like this franchise. What's not to like about the Black Panther franchise? Outside of his black lead character. Just saying. Black lead, Ryan Coogler. So here we go again with the black lead and the director with a strong message for family and manhood. And y'all don't like that shit, huh? Interesting. Interesting little parallel there between those three movies. Black Panther 1, not 2. 2 ain't got shit to do with no fatherhood and shit.
That was some other shit. Namor. Oh, cool Khan.
You think that shit will work? You was cool Khan to think that shit was gonna work. Yeah, a war against masculinity, and in this sense, specifically black masculinity. Especially if it involves you teaching kids how to be men. Oh, they really don't like that shit. They come for that. It's funny that every one of those movies they keep telling you should fail. We talked about RRR earlier. Was that lacking in masculinity?
Hell no.
Would you tell somebody else that was a shit movie? That shit was awesome. I might watch that shit on the side while I play the Division. Just so I can see him jump his ass out there to the throng of people with his stick and just start beating motherfuckers' ass like, this ain't a superhero movie? He ain't superhuman? Holy shit, he kicking their ass. Like, I'm going to get that man. I will get my man. Fuck all of y'all. I don't care what's happening. Shit. Yeah, pause. I got to make that clip up so I can use that every time. Because there's a clip I want for that pause shit. I just have to put it together.
But then again, it's not. But then again, it's not a Wednesday. You know how everybody all raving about that shit. All right. So you'll prop up the girl shit, but then you wonder why you don't have no decent male shit.
And I point out Aquatechi's statement: the war on masculinity. Yes, in the war on masculinity, we'll prop up any goofy bow-legged bitch battle and shit as the best thing ever.
Even though that they know it's a steaming pile of dung. Like, really?
Even though they know that. Even though they know it's a steaming pile of dung. Uh-oh. We got our visitor from the Federation showing up.
Uh-oh.
Welcome, AB Media.
That was timed perfectly, by the way.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. I try.
That's
What's good,
that's
AB?
what that water heater said last night.
You know what the sad part is? They're doing all this hate. Uh-oh.
Go ahead. I'm listening. You got 2 minutes. Royal Rumble rules. You got 2 minutes. Run it.
All right. They're doing all this crapping on masculinity, but all their female films suck. And if you look at the history of female led films, it's completely their fault. It's completely their fault because they're nobody's hating on Ripley from Aliens. Nobody's hating on Sarah Connor. Hell, the first Wonder Woman movie was excellent. Now, I'm sorry, Spider-Woman 84 doesn't exist.
Look, AB hitting every pitch that's been thrown so far. That motherfucker just bop, bop, bop. What else you got?
You know what else I heard?
Nobody's hating on Janeway. Captain Murray, to be fair, got a little bit better. That's Star Trek Discovery.
I heard there was a Captain Marvel movie out too.
God damn it, Malika.
No, for real. I must have been asleep, but I heard in the past 5 years they put out a Captain Marvel movie with some flat butt, ugly face white chick.
Anyway, we can't talk about book bag booty on AB's 2 minutes. Let him get his full minute. We got another minute. He laid some.
As far as I'm concerned, that Captain Marvel movie doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Sorry.
AB busting. They'll keep letting off.
And I would artisan they blame The Rock for all this shit, but it's not The Rock's fault. WB put out a bunch of crap that nobody want to watch.
No,
the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, that was all them. So why are you blaming it on The Rock? How somebody just get there and it's all their fault? Like ain't that like the classic Negro thing? Like, look, something missing. Man, I just got this job. What are you talking about? Why y'all looking at me? I just got here.
You know what the sad part is, Artisan? As bad as WB was doing, they probably would have made more money if they put Snyder's Justice League in the theaters. After they put it on stream, they probably would have made more money. But no.
Look, pandemic was a weird time. And a lot of that stuff got fucked up. But they probably would have made more movies if they did money if they put that in the movie theater. They might have. It would have been something to get people back to the theaters for.
Right.
Instead of just releasing it on streaming. But that was because AT&T had to ride against Warner Brothers to get the shit out there against Miss Ann and Hamada to get it out there. So he had to go through AT&T and HBO Max to push that new platform.
Trust and believe, I am no AT&T fan, but I don't blame them for selling WB. They won't put up with that crap no more. Man, you lose enough money.
Look, you know why AT&T sold that motherfucker so quick when Zaslav came in and started telling you what them books look like. Them motherfuckers was losing money hand over fist over fingers. Couldn't stop from losing money. And now they want to be mad. You canceled Batgirl. Motherfucker. All this shit was losing money. Are you kidding me? You need to shut the fuck up.
What the chick looked like in the costume is out online, by the way, because I just seen it. I said, this shit is, what the fuck?
I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream because I saw that news report come up and I said, man, let it go. That movie is not coming out. I don't give a fuck. Why is y'all still crying about Batgirl? Nobody's seen the movie. Nobody was looking for the fucking movie. But you would think in the media that this was going to be the revolutionary thing that was going to change the DC universe all around. Nobody was looking for that shit. It lost shitloads of money. How much money did they spend creating that shit to never be seen? And they worried about The Rock in the Black Adam movie. Man, shut the fuck up. And if you hear about what was going to be in this movie, all this LGBT bullshit, didn't we just have Batwoman? The fuck did you do it again for? Bigger, louder, with more money? Oh, hell no. Fuck you. I don't need to see Batgirl. And I don't think you're missing out on nothing. I really don't.
Because you're not getting it, Artisan.
Yeah.
You're not getting the message. You need to change. You need to stop being a bigot. You You need
Now,
to.
hold on, wait a minute, BC. Like he need, now, artisan, you need to stop being a misogynist. You're being misogynist. You hate women.
Misogynist. You hate women.
You're a misogynist pig. You hate women.
You just love the cinematic patriarchy.
Believe all women.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give
Come on, artisan, you must admit and obey the clit. Admit and obey the clit. Admit and obey to the clit. Admit and obey to the clit.
No, I can love it. I don't have to follow it. No, I don't follow it. No, I follow my dick. It at least points in a direction. Clit's only point down.
The shaft and balls must fall.
The shaft and balls must fall. The title of my next PMDM stream. That should be a book about feminism. The shaft and balls must fall. I'm telling BGS.
You know what they should.
Talking about wow, so she bring it in like
movie should be called.
What's that?
I can't even get it out of my head about the laughing shit.
It should be called The Clit Strikes Back.
Oh gosh.
That's what I can't figure out, though, man. It went in my head and left, man. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Man, it happens when you got a lot of good thoughts coming in at the same time. That motherfuckers be flying through there. You got to try to catch one real quick. Like, oh shit, I missed it. It'll come back around. What do you say? The Click Commander. Yeah, shout out to Kevin Smith. I am the Click Commander. Nobody makes that shit work like me.
When you see this face, you see the click.
You see the face. Look, man. I may not like what he did with Masters of the Universe, but that's him and Netflix working together on some bullshit. But the stuff that he does on his own is funny as hell to me. No more hitchhiking, no more Harry Bush nuns.
Wow.
I had to go back and watch all them damn movies.
Boy, I made my kids watch some of those movies because I just put it in front of them. We watched that shit together. I just put it in front of them. That shit was hilarious. Was it probably too much for them to be watching? Look, they're my fucking kids. Mind your business. I ruin my kids the way I like them. And they like the kind of shit I like. So we good. We good. We got a good relationship and we laugh about the same shit.
Corruption starts at the age of whenever I fucking
corruption starts in the home.
Y'all gonna do it anyway, so
if you want to be real about it, if you want to be real about it, I'd rather corrupt my kids to think and like the things I like than to let some motherfucker on the outside of my house corrupt them to like the shit that they like.
Right.
So there
Which
you
is
go.
what they are trying to do desperately.
Trying.
Because look, I'm gonna tell you right now, that 3-year-old that I have, she's into this superhero shit now. And I gotta find Spider Girl, and then they said my aunt and them, they said we didn't like the Black Panther, but they said she stayed up and watched that shit quietly. I was like, of course, it's for her audience. And she's like, I came back one day, they was watching fucking that damn Captain Marvel movie. I was like, whoa, what the hell is this doing on?
Yeah, what
it was like,
doing? No, I would never. Me personally, I would never put the Captain Marvel movie in front of a little black girl to have her watching that, because what's her identification and what's her role in that shit? To be the little black girl idolizing a white woman?
No, single mother praising a white woman.
Yeah,
and I said, hold up, how did this end up on there? Because this is my Disney account, and nobody else pays for shit.
It's like, wait a minute, this is my Disney account. Who fuck put this on there?
And they said she wanted to watch it. I said, how the hell she know about Captain Marvel?
Yeah, who told her about that shit? I didn't tell her about that. Look, don't be using my account like that. Like, don't be putting no shit on my queue that I don't want, because now I'm gonna get all this other bullshit on there. I gave my daughter my access to my account, and they kept screwing up and going into the wrong tab, and I see shit on there that was partially watched, like some Clone Wars, Princess Diaries. Who the fuck was watching Xenon? That was gotta be my goddamn daughter. Goddamn Xenon. I've seen it once already. I don't need to see it again. Y'all in the wrong account. I had to send her that text message. Y'all in the wrong account. Log into your own account.
Why I made individual accounts.
Watch again.
I made individual accounts with everybody's name on it. Go into that shit. I don't.
Y'all got your own spaces. Do not start fucking with them. Because I see shit on there partly watched. These motherfuckers in the wrong fucking account again.
Then you fuck
Don't
up
go
the
in there.
algorithm.
Yeah, fucking up my algorithm. I'm getting all kind of shit that I don't want.
I want inappropriate late night shit on my stuff. Don't come in here and mess with me.
Nigga, went to my Netflix. Where's my nymphomaniac stuff? You fucked up my nymphomaniac stuff. Like, what is y'all
No,
doing?
hold up. I ain't even go that deep. I just made raunchy comedy and shit. I ain't even going that movie yet.
Hey, I'm a Gen Xer, man. We had to grow up in the Red Shoe Diaries, you know, era, real sex era, man. There's a lot of shit out there that you watch because I tell you this, that Nymphomaniac #1, Stellan Skarsgård was in that shit too, and he was a therapist helping this woman that she got off on being abused or some shit like that. A little skinny ass French chick or some shit, but it was some weird shit going on. It was some Dangerous Method shit. If y'all like y'all movies about psychological theorists, Carl Jung and Freud, shit, and the little chick that was into getting spanked, figuring out that she likes to get spanked and she gets aroused by that shit. Like,
damn.
That was an awesome movie just for the story.
Look, there's a reason the Portrait of Dorian Gray was written in England. Just saying.
Oh, that old English, huh?
Yeah, that's how they get down, man. They get down differently over there.
Well, look, my brothers, I got to go eat my dinner. It's been a pleasure. I will holler at you guys this following Sunday.
Yep, give me the
Be
update
safe.
when you finish the book.
Okay, I will definitely do that.
Yeah, because we're
Until
gonna
then, peace out,
do
yo.
a stream. So Pragmatic, you listening on the replay. Me, you, Malika. Beasley, you was reading the book too, weren't you? Yeah.
No, I'm reading a bunch of other shit, so that's why it's on my list.
Yeah, so as soon as y'all finish up, we can do that never finish stream. We can talk about that book. Should have
All right,
did
I'm
more.
gonna try to finish it up this week, okay?
Yeah, you ain't got to rush. Just when you finish it, let me know. And I'll put it on the slate. I won't fire. I promise you, I won't fire up a stream that minute when you say I finished the book. Okay, nigga. Stream going live. I won't do it that day. We got
I'll be
enough
like,
other
brother,
people that we got to wait for them to show up too.
Because I'll be like, brother, I'm at work right now.
Yeah, I'm at work. I can't do it right now. I don't give a fuck. No, we will actually plan it so everybody can show up as long as everybody finish with the book. Because I would like to see. I don't think David need my help promoting his book, but look, it's a brother that actually did something that was probably in lower straits than some of the other brothers in this space. You might as well understand who this man is and how he got it up in himself to do this shit. Because it actually gives you better hope that you can do it too. So I would love to promote that message as much as I fucking can. Even on my little soapbox. I mean, I can only put 2 toes on it, but I'm on this motherfucker.
All right, man. I'll talk
All right.
to you later. Peace out.
Peace, Malika.
Have a good one, brother.
Yep. So I'm 4 hours in. I'm gonna close this out right now just because that'll make it able for me to edit the music out of it. Keep my monetization. So AB came up kind of late, so I will give you some time to finish out AB before we get out of here. You got some thoughts? Because you missed the rest of the damn stream, homie. I mean, what the fuck? You ain't down like you used to?
No, I was doing other stuff. I'm ordering some dinner myself. So.
Oh, you're not cooking tonight, huh? Good.
No, I am cooking. I'm waiting for it to come here.
Oh, okay. You getting somebody else to cook it and show up.
No, Instacart.
Instacart? Well, I'll be fucking with DoorDash. I like my food showing up when I'm ready to eat. Like, oh, here we go. It's here. It's already cooked. Awesome. And just kick back. I'm gonna eat this meal prepped food that I made yesterday. I'm gonna eat that and relax. I might have a drink just to bring in one for the new year. Get my last drink of Winter Jack and then put that shit away till next Christmas. Not now, Rob. Not now, Rob.
But just to close it out, feminists is losing y'all money. Stop doing it.
You're gonna have to stop because it's lost a shitload of money. I told you, everybody's scrambling. Like, well, we got a whole nother year. We got to do something because this shit is not working. Yeah, you got to stop that shit. How about that? How about that?
But other than that, Scotty, bring me up.
Oh, I wasn't ready. There you go. Gotcha.
I would also add, do not try to backdoor this shit either. Don't be trying to put it in there in subtle messaging either. If you that's what they're gonna be trying to do.
Not bad. Sorry about that. It was still going. Got off that screen. Still going.
Yeah.
It was like beaming in the wrong person. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Like I said, don't be trying to backdoor it by putting it in subtle messaging either. Just stop the shit altogether and just make good stories.
Yeah, for all of you who don't understand street, do not slide it in the back door. Back door that shit. Pause. Don't come in the back. Knock on the front door. Appreciate you, Beastly. Thanks for letting me know about this article. I will read it when I get off of here.
Gotcha.
But we will call the beast when the danger room reopens. Got re-engaged in safety protocols now. So I ain't taking down no sentinels today, but gotta get that training in.
We're not fighting on Wolverine or Gambit levels right now.
No, we're not on legendary levels right now. Apocalypse or Magneto showed up levels. Like, this is it. This is the worst case scenario. The world is ending. The Phoenix is coming. Like, no, we ain't on that level. Oh, baby girl. So my daughter came down late, surprised everybody, and came down, even though her flight got canceled for Christmas. Okay, so she want to have dinner. Baby girl want to have dinner sometime this week. Good, I had dinner with my daughter. I had dinner with my baby girl. I ain't seen her in a while. Squeezed the fuck out of her little ass. She gonna be giving me shit. You squeezed me too hard. I don't give a fuck, and I'm messing up your hair too.
You're my kid. Well, why would I not squeeze you?
She black. She got a lot of natural. She got a lot of natural hair. You ain't supposed to mess with black women's hair. My daughter hair right now. If y'all know who Samu Ryder is, my daughter be wearing her hair like that because she got that kind of hair. I fuck with that shit every chance I get, and she hated it every time. But that's the only black woman's hair I would mess with because she came out of my balls. I ain't came out of her ovaries. Okay, so I can fuck with her hair if I feel like it. I love that little head. I shaped that head, motherfucker. Shaped it. Shaped that hair. You got all that hair because I picked your mama. You better thank me. Thank me when you braiding that shit for 3 hours. Like, shit. Yeah, love her to death. So yeah, I'm gonna squeeze the shit out of her when I get a chance to. We're gonna have dinner, and she grown, so we're gonna have some drinks too. Have some drinks with my daughter. We put our pinky up. Drink a fine wine or something. Probably end up just having fucking pho. If y'all know what pho is, like Vietnamese noodles and shit. Probably end up having that. But thank you, Beastly.
No
Appreciate
problem.
you coming through on the freebie, on the free day. I don't know if you had the day off or not, but thank you.
No, the schools haven't started back yet, so I'm off, and I had just woke up from the overnight shift.
Dude. Oh, he said I just woke up from the overnight shift. Yeah, so did I. At 8 o'clock, came my ass right back home. Showered, got clean. I'm feeling all powdered like a fresh baby's bottom. Like, I feel like the day is full of possibilities. Like, it's feeling good.
Because once I realized the school, I said, "Did school start today?" Because I was like, I noticed the school's on, lights get one on. I was like, I know that. I said, "Oh shit, they don't start back till Wednesday." I said, "Well, I can just sleep longer today." And I was like,
Yeah, I had to ask my supervisor that shit this weekend. I didn't know we was off Monday, really. I had to ask him, "Are we off Monday?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, awesome." I wasn't thinking about it. I'm just pushing through. I'm doing that man shit, just pushing through. Like, when's the off? When are we done? When we're finished, motherfucker. Like we
When
got
we
Monday
finish.
off. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. So let's get through these next couple hours. And then we done for the day. Done for a whole 24. Good. So appreciate you coming up. I'm gonna close this bitch out and get out of
Got
here.
you.
Peace, peace. I'll see you the next time in these streets. When the danger room opens again, Beast will be here. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. Like I said, I felt bad that the stream got interrupted as much as it did yesterday, but that's usually what happens when I'm on call, and that was a freak on call where it was rainstorms and power outages, and it was just uncharacteristic of how it usually goes. So it was a high volume, extremely high volume of calls and stuff to deal with. So I'm sorry and apologize that the stream got broken up that way, but I couldn't leave it like that because I didn't feel good about that stream at all myself. So wanted to give everybody some time to speak their piece. We can geek out a little bit. Like Malika said in the chat a while ago, always be geeking. Always be geeking. ABG. Like, I would do it. Apparently Toya has 3 braids left. A couple minutes ago. About 10 minutes ago, she has 3 braids left. So good, because you seen her Instagram picture, she's been letting it fly for a little while. She's just been letting it get out there. I thought she was working on her Don King or something, but she braiding it up. Okay, there'll be some pictures out there for y'all thirsty niggas. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I thought I posed a very interesting question. Why does The Rock get shamed as a failure while James Cameron's Avatar is not shamed as a failure versus his production cost and how much money is made? It's just an interesting little side note. And I think I proposed a couple of movies where you can see the parallel in the complaint that's being lodged. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the people who supported the stream. I didn't go as hard on it this time as usual, but this was me trying to give you a stream to make it worth it for the people who actually did support the stream. But if you would like to support the stream on the replay, you always can. Cash App is across the stream, $artisanmc, or PayPal artisanmc. It never closes. They never sleep. So if you feel like donating, please do. It helps keep what I do here going. It does. StreamYard likes getting paid. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for showing up. This has been Shop Talk Live. I've been Artisan MC. Do this every Sunday at 11 a.m. Rain, shine, on call or not. I will do this stream for you. So for now, I didn't tell you, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for now, the shop is closed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.